Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Mad Lads Live. We're back once again with the Dwarves of Garzumi Keep. See what the folks over at Clan Angler are doing. How is everybody this evening? I appreciate everybody jumping in. I hope everyone's doing well. We are back. We are so back. After 2 days, we are so back. All right, so where did we leave off? Last time we were on, we just started making armor is what it was. Let's get a nice good look at what our boys look like when they're all kitted out. Let's see what we got. Yeah, so we've got almost a full kit here. I don't have the gloves on yet, but we got almost a full kit here. And I mean, just look at this. Look at this absolute unit. Look at this man. This is a unit right here. Over in the Fishman Island. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful stuff. So this is the gear that we're going to be kitting out all of our combatants with, like all of our combat dwarves with, and then we're going to be loading up our non-combat dwarves. So all of our, ones that are, these guys aren't dwarves yet, but they will be soon. All of our non-combat based dwarves are going to be loaded up with the Dawn Guard armor from Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. So we do have a plan. Things are moving. We're starting to produce armor and weapons. Unfortunately, in order to make the Dawn Guard armor, I am going to need to actually make a new smith because I only have the Imperial armor smithy at the moment, which is only capable of making the Imperial armor. So I'm gonna have to make a new smith, which is no big deal because the armor smithing skill will translate over to both, so it won't really make a big difference. It won't make any difference in the long run. I just have to have an additional crafting table. So that's all. All right. I do apologize if I'm a little bit sluggish this evening. We just got back from a big gathering a little while ago, so I'm had a long day, but here we are. So I am here still, and we're going to provide some content and entertainment, and it's going to be great. All right. I'm actually going to move this over just a tiny bit. All right, there we go. So we're gonna get that made so later on we can start making Dawn Guard armor. That is lower on my list of priorities. Now, the other thing that we need to start working on is that we need to get some of our other dwarves, which, where are they? Do we have people in other places right now? No, I don't think so. No. Where are you guys? Yeah, he's over here. Okay, Grimdark's over here. Get on the roof. Oh my god. Why did I not know that I could get on this roof? All right, well, fair enough. I'm going to have to put some stuff up there. I don't know what I'm going to put up here. Probably sitting places. Places for people to sit. But anyway, I need to start training up some of my other dwarves. Because right now, King Vishu is one of our best combatants. Lord Stream is hands down our best dwarf in terms of combatants. He's got 100 in martial arts, although I am going to start having him lean more towards heavy armor. Heavy weapons, not heavy armor. Just because he's a dwarf and martial arts doesn't make sense to me. James Fruit has got decent strength. He's got really good strength, really good athletics, but he needs to work on some of his attack skills. Rusty Thompson has really good skills. He's our head manufacturer at the moment, but he's got really good skills, so I'm not too worried about him. Truth needs some work for sure. Decent defense, decent strength, terrible attack. Cat is kind of a non-combatant at the moment because he's only got one arm. You know, he can do stuff, but he's not going to be quite as effective. So we do have a little bit of work we have to do with getting our guys set up and ready and functional for combat. And that's primarily what I'm going to be working on today, is trying to get some of our people up and running and capable of fighting, capable of fighting well. So I am going to try and start separating people into additional squads. So right now we have our traveling squad, which I'm not really using. We're going to use this one as our, we're going to put military. So we have our military squads, and then we are going to have another one that is designated as our industrial squad. And we're going to start moving them over. So Ridley is industrial, Sand industrial. All of these guys are responsible for keeping things afloat in the base. Echo, Pins, Hammett. What do I have Dune doing? He's working the grain silo. He's kind of industrial, but I'm gonna keep him in military, I think. Same with Cat. Actually, I'm gonna put Cat in industrial as well. And then all of these guys are gonna go to industrial as well. So we need to do a couple things. We need to train up the few combat dwarves that we have. And then on top of training up the combat dwarves that we have, we need to go and recruit some more dwarves that are going to be designated just for combat. And then we also need to get all of these guys turned into dwarves, which requires a plastic surgeon. So we've got quite a bit of work cut out for us on this side of things. So we're gonna get that started now. I think first things first, we need to. It's tough. It's tough. We're gonna have them working on armor. We're gonna get some of these guys trained up. We're gonna get some of these guys. We're ready. That's what we're gonna do. We should have enough power in backup. I am gonna check our backup generators just in case to make sure that we have enough things moving. But everything should be all backed up, and we should be all set on that regard. On that front, these gates here. That way people can move in and out freely. Except for the keep. All right, let's see how much we have in terms of generators and what we've got going on there. Get in there. This is the wrong building. What am I talking about? I got too many buildings. And then we're going to send them out to do some combat in the Fishman Isles. We have what is it? The Fishman Village over there that we can use as training, so... All right, so we've got a small generator, and we've also got backup batteries as well that have a decent amount of charge. So we should have enough power to keep things running for a little while, even without these guys here doing all of that stuff for them. So James Fruit is currently wielding the hammer because he has decent strength. I think I'm actually going to have him trade with Stream because he needs to work on his heavy weapons skill for sure, at least until we can get a Maitao. And I'm going to put a double katana on James. So that's what we're gonna roll with. Rusty is making armor, so he is the only one that is going to stay here currently. Plus, he doesn't really need training. He's in decent shape, so we're gonna keep him there. Everybody else should be coming with. Stream is mostly there. Stream and Vishu are mostly there to keep them safe. Or safer. And we're going to send probably Zagan with them just in case. Get our boys outfitted. Oh, sorry, Rusty. We don't need you to head over here. You get back to work. Grimdark, you get over here. Alright, so you guys all head out here. Close the door behind. Oop. Can't leave Dune out. Dune's got to get out there too. No. Open the door. Open up. And there we go. All right. Now we close the door. So let's make sure. Nope. Let's make sure that we got everybody that we need. So we have Dune. We've got Grimdark, King Vishu. Good. Lord Stream. Yes, copper node. We do need some copper being run as well, so we're going to have a couple of people on the industrial side moving towards that as well. James Pruitt, although I think we actually freed up a couple of people that we were using for industry when we built these two raw iron extractors, because we had 6 people originally mining iron, and now I only need 2 because these things are consistently pumping out iron. Although one person's not doing it, I think it may be one of them. Yeah, so Truth is not doing any of that. That's okay, because we're in decent That's that. Zagan, do you have anything in your inventory? That's the big question. Just gear. Nothing important at the moment. All right. Off we go to the Fishman Isles to train. I say to the Fishman Isle. We're going to the town Fishman Isle, not like the Fishman Isle. We're already on the Fishman Isles. We're going to the town Fishman Isles. We do have a little bit of research left, but by and large, we have a lot of our research done. The most that research is going to do for us now, which we need ancient science books for anyway, is increasing the quality of our gear and weapons that we're crafting. But the Rusty doesn't have the armor skill, nor does Hamish have the Hammett. Have the weapon skill to properly. Where is Truth? Why is Truth not out? Pretty sure Truth is supposed to be here. You guys. Oh, those are crabs. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put everybody on hold. We're gonna have Zagan running first. to draw aggro. And then we're going to pull anybody that comes out. What we're going to do. We're going to attack from the back. You three, get over here and just start holding line. Hold the line. Crabs, man. Gotta be careful with them crabs. Dune is probably going to have the hardest time here. I'm actually going to put him on block just because he needs to work up his defense. If we can take out crabs, though, if we consistently train and fight crabs, we should be able to put ourselves in a position where we can take anything. So, here we go, crabs. All right, let's get you guys back together. And while they're healing up from this unfortunate endeavor, we need to get Truth out here, too, because Truth needs to train it. I don't know why Truth didn't come out here. Get out of here. Get over here. Fantastic. Hello to everybody who just joined. I appreciate you guys coming in. Hopefully you have a good time. If you guys have any questions, if you guys want to have any questions about the run, any questions about Kenshi as a whole, lore, anything like that, please do feel free to ask. We're always down for conversation. People enjoy watching me go on tangents, I'm told anyway. So, yeah, yummy crab meat. All right, we're going in for another round. More crabs. Another good unit to train against would be like the Band of Bones or anything like that. But at current, we don't have them nearby. But I always love training on the Band of Bones. They have just high enough stats where you can train pretty well on them. Does anybody have a Cosmic, you absolute unit? Thank you again. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm sure everybody in the chat appreciates it too. Very generous as always. I'm going to put down a temporary camp bed just that way we can get some resting in between waves of enemies. There are some mods here. Nothing game breaking, nothing that's going to, make the run super easy or anything like that. Just quality of life things and some cosmetic stuff like that. Couple armors, things along those lines, but nothing crazy. As for colonizing the broken city on the island, maybe I might. I'm not quite sure. The area has some spawns that are set for the fishmen, and I do imports in between. Oh, jeez. Okay. We got some crabs. This is why we're out here. The area has spawn set for fishmen, and I do imports every time I reload the game for stream, just for compatibility issues, to make sure that there's no corruption or anything like that. And every time I do that, the fishmen in that town respawn, which, like, by and large, isn't the end of the world, but it does mean that... is Stream not fighting? He's holding... Yeah, he should be fighting. I think he's just moving slow because he doesn't have the heavy armor still, so... Crabs are good to train against. They're gonna be solid. Stream can take a beating. Yeah, so I'm worried that if I were to colonize it, that I'd go to load up the stream one day and all of a sudden there'd be a shit ton of fishmen inside the base. Yeah, that would be annoying. Yeah, no, Cosmic, thank you once again. I always appreciate the generosity and the help in the stream. It's, super helpful, and I sincerely appreciate it. Sincerely. No, for sure. And I am going to build more additional cities as well. I do have the full intention of building additional cities as things continue to progress. So at the moment, though, I want to get one up and running and operational, and then I plan on... I was thinking about this earlier today, actually, so it's funny that you mentioned that. Because one of the things that we're going to struggle with later on, especially when we go to start doing sieges, is attacking other areas, right? So I want to attack the Shek Kingdom. And so my thought is that our capital city will be Garzumi Keep. But eventually, we're going to make our way up towards the Shek Kingdom, and I'm going to set up a city in the Shek Kingdom as well that we can work out of during the campaign against the Shek. So we're going to have a city in the Shek Kingdom, And then when we go to attack the Holy Nation, I'm probably going to end up setting up a city near the Holy Nation as well. And then we're just going to use those cities as our bases of operations during conflict. That's the plan, but it's kind of one step at a time, you know. All right, so we're gonna have them heal up. Who do we have currently out? Dagan, I need you to go hold the line for just a minute. And I need doing. Truth, go lay down. Go lay down. Using the crabs to keep ourselves afloat, but we're gonna heal, and then we're gonna fight, and we're just gonna keep training, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this right. Apparently, I'm doing. Apparently, I'm rhyming now. Poetry. And absolute worst case, somebody loses a couple limbs, and we outfit them with cybernetics. But we are here for the fight. It loves me to fight. How's everybody else doing for help? Stream's fine. He'll be fine. His main issue, I'm not worried about him dying or anything like that. My main concern with him is we need to get his heavy armor skill up. That's what we need for him. So his strength is already good. I'm really not concerned about him in any capacity beyond getting his heavy armor skill up. Grimdark has decent stats, but obviously we need to make him a bit stronger. I'm gonna end up going and forming. So currently, let's take a look at who I'm allied with currently. I'm allied with the Shinobi Thieves. Great. I have good allyship with the Outlaws. I remember the Outlaws are specifically because I was freeing slaves from the Holy Nation when I was up there in an earlier episode. Shet Kingdom, I oddly enough have decent relations with. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I have decent relations with the slave traders too. I have no idea why. I'm assuming the slave traders are because I keep buying slaves to turn into dwarves. I'm going to try and temporarily ally with the United Cities. Temporarily, just because they are kind of on my border, and I want to maintain good relations with them until the other factions are taken care of, and then we'll circle back and deal with them. But that's kind of as far as I've gotten. I haven't decided particularly who I'm going to side with. I do think I'm going to also side with the anti-slavers for a little while as well. When I go to take out the United Cities, I'm going to side with the anti-slavers and I'm going to utilize their resources to help. So United Cities to deal with the mercenaries and the tech hunters. And then I'm going to side with, when I decide to betray them, I'm going to work with the anti-slavers to take, and the rebel farmers to take them out as well. And I don't have to worry about anything after that, but obviously our end goal here is a full genocide run. Oof, we got a right leg down. All right, so James has lost his right leg, which means we're going to need to send a runner back to grab them. I'm going to send, who's got decent... we're going to send Vishu back because this training is actually less for him. I think we have a spare leg that I need a right leg. I think we got a spare leg laying around. Head on to the back. I was planning on training against fishmen, but apparently we're training against the fucking the crabs now. So there's that. I do think, like I said, we have a spare leg that we can use. I'm going to save it too. Always save. Save often. You never know. Yeah, I think we got a spare leg though in one of these containers. Is that a right leg? That's the question. Is a right leg. Look at that. We have a stealth leg, which will add +4 stealth and -25 swimming, or +1 athletics. Ooh, which one? Which one? I'm thinking he's not really a stealth unit, so I think I'm going to go with a supporter leg. I think I'm going to run with that one and give it to James. Oh, right. Head back over and give that to James. James usually so James is named after my very first channel member, and he usually pops in if he's not here already. He usually pops in later in the stream. He's gonna probably find it entertaining that he lost his leg fighting against the crabs. All right, James, hop back up. You got a leg, buddy. What's it look like? The other question. Oh, that's pretty badass. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's a badass leg. That is a badass leg. Hold on. Yeah, that's a pretty tight looking leg. He looks pretty good. If you guys want to check out any of the mods that I'm using in this playthrough, check out the description. I have every mod that I use all tidied up into one big collection for one-click download on the Steam Workshop. You can get every mod that I use in this playthrough in one click, or you can sort through it and find the ones that you like. But they're all right there for your convenience. All right. So, how's Truth doing on healing? All right, not too bad. Not too bad. Dune is pretty messed up. We're gonna have to throw him in there as well. Truth, right arm is messed up, but good enough to be able to get up and move. So we're gonna have Grimdark pick up Dune and throw him in. Dune needs to. Yeah. And the other thing too is hopefully by the time we get back, I think he can't eat raw meat. No, yeah, he can eat raw meat. He can eat raw meat. All right, so by the time we get back, hopefully we have a bit of armor that has been made as well, so we'll be able to outfit these guys with some decent quality armor. I know that Rusty's armor skill is getting really good. He's sitting at a 48 right now, which is solid, very, very solid. So hopefully he'll be cranking out some really high quality armor soon. It's not going to be too big because we don't have the research for it, but it should be high enough that he's cranking out some good looking armors. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. Thank you so much, Red. I know that you're always very, very supportive of the channel and very supportive of the streams. I'm glad that everybody's enjoying me streaming more. It's something I'm really enjoying doing. I'm having a lot of fun. It's funny. I was just telling my wife earlier today that like I'm really actually very much enjoying streaming right now. Especially compared to last time. Last time I talked about it in a couple of my streams now, but I was really struggling, and I think I finally got my groove. I'm enjoying it a lot more. There's a lot more, quality, the production value, everything's turning out much better. I've got my UI and everything all set up better, and I'm just enjoying it a lot more. So I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it as well. As for new videos, I've got 2 new scripts that I've written. I'm just trying to get an opportunity to actually record them. I should have a chance to do it tomorrow, to record one of them tomorrow, and then I got to get footage and whatnot. But I am working on it, rest assured. The next video that's coming out is I'm doing a in-depth analysis on the Shet Kingdom. More specifically, I am explaining the logistics behind why, even if the Shet Kingdom were to win their war against the UC and the Holy Nation, they would still, unfortunately, be screwed. It's funny that you mention actually the Sekiro mod, and it's good to have an OP character to use for filming. That's literally what I use it for. If you go back in any of my lore videos, there is almost a 100% chance that you will see Sekiro in at least one frame. Just in the background or like walking through a town somewhere. I do it on purpose because I use that particular character for filming. That's really funny that you mentioned that. I use the Sekiro mod specifically for that. Really funny. I've only had a handful of people ever catch it. Okay, so Truth is... Okay, yeah, they're in decent shape. Yeah, keep fighting. It's fun because Zagan is just strong enough to like hold them at bay long enough for everyone else to beat on the crabs and get some of their punches in. Everybody doing? Yeah. I think Stream is mostly going to get his stats raised not here but during the Fishmen fights because the crabs attack too frequently. So I'm going to have him vacate. I'm going to have him move out, put him on hold for right now because he's not going to get too much stat increases from this. He's not attacking fast enough. Kingashu is using a weapon designed for hunting animals, so he'll have some increased damage. Yeah, this is going to be rough. This is always the scariest part because we're nearing the point where we're going to be going out and fighting other factions, right? And so because of that, oof. Okay, Zagan, get to work, bud. Get to work. we're going to be going out and fighting other factions, right? And so because of that, I need to train my guys up, but I also know that I have to train them. And that requires me to put them in danger and risk them, you know, getting their shit pushed in. It's a tough one where I'm always, you know, talking about it. Do I know about the world of Dark Sun? It's a world of D&D. I do know a little bit about Dark Sun, not a ton. Not a ton, but I do know a little bit about it. It is something that I will look into and consider more, though. I do know a little bit about it, though, but not a ton. Not a ton. Yeah. I have filmed in the Ashlands many, many times, and let me tell you, it's actually not that bad. As long as you are just paying attention to your surroundings, it's really not that bad. I've filmed in the Ashland tons of times. The Ashlands are a phenomenal place to get footage. Some of my most cinematic footage, in my opinion, has come from the Ashlands. Easily one of my favorite places to film, to be honest with you. Oh, wait, we have another bed. We have another bed. We can get 2 beds up. Didn't realize that. We can get 2 beds going. This is why I think 2 episodes ago I was like, I'm going to grab some camp beds because it's always good to have them for this very situation. So now we can have 2 people resting. Look at that. Dune, you get up. King Bashu, you lay down. So now we have more people resting and more crabs, I'm sure, are going to come around because that's what they do. And then we'll off them too. I can't say fighting crabs was actually like the first thing I thought about in this particular like training run, but you know, we're almost there. So I'm actually playing in a D&D campaign. So I'm running I'm running a campaign which is homebrew that is loosely based in and I say loosely because I'm using it in name and environment only. I'm doing a probably 95% homebrew campaign that is based in Strixhaven on the Strixhaven University, you know, the Curriculum of Chaos module. That's a follow-up to my Curse of Strahd playthrough that I just finished. I DM'd for 2.5 years. Curse of Strahd, and then 50 years after that campaign takes place, we're doing the Strixhaven campaign. And then simultaneously, I'm playing in a campaign for it's a homebrew module that was published called what is it? It's it's Drakenheim, Dungeons of Drakenheim, or Descent into Drakenheim, or something along those lines. But it's Drakenheim. Really phenomenal module. I've enjoyed it a ton. It was a Kickstarter campaign, literally and figuratively, and I've been enjoying it a ton. Would recommend. Absolutely would recommend. So far, it's honestly, the writing and setting is one of my favorites. It's got a lot of very clear inspirations from things like Fallout 4 specifically. You can really tell in some of the writing. It's a really good setting. Really good setting. Would recommend. 10 of 10. Give stream the ability to heal Zagan while Vishu is down, because Vishu is usually the one that does all of the robotics repairs. So I am going to need to eventually build a robotics repair station, or else my robotic limbs are going to be shafted in the long run, but we should be fine. I don't think I have any more crabs coming towards me in the moment. Hopefully that's the last of the crabs, but we are going to have to make our way over to the fishmen at some point here soon and deal with them. Yeah, Dune is on block because he is not equipped for this shit. What weapon is he using right now? He's using a shit saber. Okay, here's what he's going to do. Dune, you need to trade with James because James actually has a spare katana that he's not using, and you're going to take that. And then, what is in your inventory? What is that? Oh, right. All right. Have I checked out Descent into Avernus or Chains of Asmodeus? Descent into Avernus, yes. Chains of Asmodeus, no. I know Descent of Avernus fairly well. Not only have I played it, read it, and all that stuff, but I also have done several lore videos on my D&D channel regarding the 9 Hells, and over the course of that video, obviously I did a pretty, I wouldn't say super in depth, but I did a like touch on Avernus. And started talking about the various levels of the 9 Hells, Avernus being the first one, So, but no, I know Descent into Avernus pretty well. It's one of my favorite modules. Altariel is easily one of my favorite cities in the setting of D&D. So, I probably like Altariel uh, more than like Waterdeep or Baldur's Gates or any of that. Yeah. Do you know what I want in part two? More animals flying was. I would love flying animals in part two, especially since ranged combat is going to have more, not focus in the sense that it's going to be like the main form of combat. They've already said that they don't want ranged combat to take over as the new like primary form of combat, but it's going to have more. It's going to be more prevalent than it is in Kenshi 1. So I'm excited about the idea of having more ranged combat. And that opens up the possibility for flying enemies, especially the new engine. Unreal 5 would handle flying enemies very, very well. And I like things that would force you to kind of have a variety of units on your crew. Because if you have flying enemies, it almost kind of pushes you towards, you need to have at least one person that's a ranged, can use range. Because if you don't, you're shooting yourself in the foot, you know. So I would really like to see flying enemies, airborne enemies, in conjunction with other things like traps and stuff like that. I really want Kenshi 2 to put you in a position where you are forced to use a variety of combat tactics, but also like when your base gets sieged right now, when you reach a certain point, you can take out pretty much any and all enemies using harpoon turrets, you know. And because of that, it kind of affects the the late game. Like once you get strong enough, you never have to worry about your base being sieged or anything because you got harpoon turrets. And so I hope that Kenshi 2 implements systems that kind of force you to maybe leave your base, right? Like imagine, I've talked about it in a couple videos, but like imagine a cover system where like enemies can come and set up temporary barriers. They can get up against the barriers, and those will provide cover against ranged units, so your harpoons are less likely to, land. And now you're forced to send units out to engage in melee combat outside your base. You can have like the Battle of Pelennor Fields outside of Minas Tirith, all that stuff, because you're forced to leave your city. You can't just sit up there and harpoon them down. That would be really cool. And also ladders or something. The ability to climb up onto walls would be a game changer. Siege units, siege equipment, cannons to maybe blast through walls and blast through doors. Like things like that would be a game changer for how combat late game functions. Unfortunately, I'm not optimistic about Unreal 5. I think it will have more limitations and hindrances rather than freedoms in this engine. I disagree. I think it'll have different issues for sure, but I disagree. The thing about Unreal 5 and about engines in general, Kenshi's engine, what you're seeing in terms of like what we have on Kenshi 1 is almost the peak of what you're going to get. Ogre engine was out of date years before Kenshi 1 was even released. And people, some people wrongfully bitch about the bugs and stuff in Kenshi 1 and being like, oh, why hasn't Chris, we're working in Kenshi 2 and we haven't even finished Kenshi 1. There's still bugs and all that stuff. Those bugs are not the byproduct of poor development or laziness or anything like that. Chris and the team have been very open about the fact that if they go in to try and fix those bugs because the engine is so out of date, it's going to create far more problems than it's going to fix. Because the Ogre engine is just not optimized. Unreal 5, for all of the the flack that it gets for how difficult it can be sometimes and the learning curve required of it, because it does have a higher learning curve than some other engines, admittedly. Even some AAA studios with like professional developers struggle with it sometimes because it does have a bit of a learning curve. The capabilities for it are far better. There is a higher percent chance, I think, of us having more like better mod integration. And the lighting engines are, the lighting engines are Lumen is not my favorite, but I think that it will have steadied out and stabilized much more by the time it comes out. The other thing is I trust Lo-Fi not to put out a bad, buggy, shitty product. It's not like last time where they dropped Kenshi during the beta test. And they were using us to help them build it and bug test and fix and all that stuff. As a way of crowdfunding. They don't need that anymore, so there's probably not going to be a beta test. I don't know. I think that because of the way Kenshi is, I I truly don't think that we're going to have as many issues with Unreal 5 as people think. I think that I understand the fears, but I think that a lot of times the issues that games have with performance and optimization have very little to do with the engine itself, and more to do with the redundancies in code and spaghetti code and poor optimization on the developer's part, and poor bug testing on the developer's part. Not to say that Unreal 5 is not not without flaws. It definitely has flaws, but so does every engine. But again, if you look at Ogre Engine, which is significantly out of date and poor, not built to handle a game of the magnitude of Kenshi, and then you look at how Kenshi performs and how it looks, and how the things it can do, I think it'll be fine. I think it will be fine. I'm really not concerned about it, and I have more faith in Lo-Fi and Chris and the team than I do most other companies. So I understand your fears, but I don't think we're going to have an issue. I think it's going to be fine. They switched to Unreal 5. They were originally going to use Unreal 4. And then partway through development, they made the choice to switch to Unreal 5. And they did that specifically for the lighting engine built into Unreal 5, and also to make the game have better longevity than if they'd used Unreal 4. And I have full trust in Chris and the team to make that decision from a place of education, of like an educated perspective and educated stance over other companies. Again, I understand your fears, but I don't think it's something we have to worry about. I think we'll be fine. Have faith. It'll be fine. It'll be all good. It'll be all good. The team has yet to disappoint me, in genuine earnest, which I can't say about most other companies. The team has yet to disappoint me. So I think it'll be fine. I think your fears are valid, but in my opinion, it'll be fine. It'll work out. Do you expect we'll learn more about the First Empire? Perhaps named characters, or at least what they were like and what they did before the robot massacre? I mean, yeah, I think we're going to learn more. I don't think we're going to learn a lot. I think we're going to learn, definitely much more than we have now, but I don't think we're going to get a lot of detail, because the thing is, it has been roughly 1,000 years since the fall of the Second Empire. We don't know how long it has been, how long the Second Empire ran, firstly, because look at the Holy Nation, for example. We know the Holy Nation started during the Second Empire, and then they had a mass exodus, and the Second Empire fell 1,000 years ago. But we also have conflicting reports that the Holy Nation could have started anywhere between that 1,000 years and upwards of 5,000 years. We don't know how long the Second Empire lasted. We only know that it ended 1,000 years ago. Then prior to that, we have the Chaos Age, which we don't know the length of the Chaos Age, but we know that it was long enough that most of the humans that survived the fall of the First Empire were dead, and it had been far enough that they had completely forgotten the events of the fall of the First Empire, and most of their history was completely lost during the course of that nuclear winter. So we have no idea how many hundreds, if not thousands of years before the fall of the Second Empire, the First Empire happened. So if it was even generously, say the fall of the First Empire was 6,000 years before the fall of the Second, that is 5 times longer than the time between the fall of the Second and now. Most of that history is still probably going to be lost. And I think that it should be that way. I don't think we should learn a lot of it. I've talked about it a bit in other streams, but having that air of mystery, having that air of, who are these guys, and what are they about, and what was their history, and this, this advanced civilization, and all of that stuff. Part of the majesty of Kenshi, and part of the joy of good, realistic, immersive writing, is having those eternal mysteries, So I don't think that we should necessarily get all of the answers on that. I don't think that we should get all the answers on it, and I don't think we're gonna get all the answers on it. And I'm okay with that. That's kind of my thing. I am okay with that. I do think we're gonna get more answers. I just don't think we're gonna get a lot, and nor do I think we should. I get some food going so I can feed my boys. No, I just want to make sure that we're able to eat while we're out here. Jesus Christ, you guys are hungry. There we go. But no, I don't think we're gonna get a lot of answers. I think we're gonna get some, but I don't think we're gonna get a lot. And I'm alright with it. What do I expect us to learn? I think we're going to learn a little bit more about the culture, and I think we're going to learn maybe a little bit more about the situation at Obedience, and maybe like some of the like technology that the First Empire had at their disposal. But I don't think we're going to learn a ton still, because even by the time of the Second Empire, I think they were still trying to cover up what had happened. They were trying to, because they make mention in some of the CPUs that they were trying to atone for a crime that humanity had long since forgotten, right? Like, by the time the Second Empire came around, humanity didn't even know what the crimes of the Empire was, the skeletons were. So I think we're going to learn maybe a little bit more about it. We're going to learn about some of the technology, some of the, some of the more logistics of the First Empire, but I don't think we're going to get a lot. What do I think about Kenshi 2's technology, and what data do I have on that? Kenshi 2's technology is going to be slightly more elevated than it is now. During the fall of the Second Empire was utilizing the remains, the leftover debris of the First Empire. That's what most of their technology was. It was like their whole empire was built on the remains of the First, right? So a lot of the tech they had at their disposal was scrapped, salvaged, and repurposed from the First. And as a byproduct of that very thing that they, were utilizing, that scrapped and repaired technology, they're going to have a slightly elevated level of tech. They said, I think Chris said in an AMA that Kenshi 2's technology is going to be slightly elevated compared to where it is now. It's going to be a bit more focused, and that's that's resemblant in some of the concept art we've seen for even just the buildings. The concrete structures, the walls, stuff like that. The just in general, I think we're gonna have a slightly more elevated level of technology, a little bit more fortified, more industrial, but not. It's not going to be like high tech, crazy, anything like that. I don't think we're going to get anything like that. I just think that we are going to have more a slightly elevated level of technology. And yeah, there's definitely going to be more skeletons for sure. Humans, mainly slaves? No, because based on the time that the second game is going to take place, it's going to be right after the fall of the Second Empire. I mean, so by that time, Catlon has already receded into exile, or he's about to go into exile. Many of the skeletons have given up, and they're headed towards the Black Desert City. Maybe the Second Empire is still trying to, hold on very loosely to the crumbling infrastructure that they have, but very unsuccessfully. And most of humanity has given up on the Second Empire. So, the child camps and the internment camps and stuff like that, there might be one or two of them around, but for the most part, we're going to see an empire that is right after its major destabilization. So I don't think we're going to see a ton of human slaves or anything like that. At least not indentured to the Second Empire. Now we might see slaves we're going to see slaves for sure. It's Kenshi, but we're not. I don't think we're going to see a ton of I don't think we're going to see skeletons enslaving humans en masse. Unless it's the remains of, again, the child camps and prisons and stuff like that were brought up in some of the CPUs. I think it was Rhinobot CPU. So maybe a little bit, but I don't think we're going to see it to a massive degree. No. I heard the map size will be bigger relative to the amount of land lost to waters. Yeah, so they said that the map's going to be roughly. They said it was going to be twice the size. It's difficult because we don't know if that means they're going to take Kenshi here and scale it up so it just feels bigger, make it literally bigger and scale up version to make up for the fact that a good amount of this place is going to be covered underwater. I've pulled it up before. I'll pull it up again too, just for you guys to see. But where do I have it? This is based on natural topography and signs of water erosion. This is what the map of Kenshi 2 is probably going to look like. You know, obviously the features of the map are not correct. Like, the Great Desert might be a little bit greener or something along those lines. You know, we don't know, but there's going to be some difference in terms of the general topography and layout. But the water levels are going to be significantly higher, and when you follow that topography and the signs of water erosion based on, like, canals and stuff like that, and the signs of natural erosion from the water, and the knowledge that, like, the swamp is underwater. The whole thing was pretty much underwater. So, using that as a baseline and then following the coast and all that stuff, you can see that, like, a lot of land is lost. Like, if you take these and you put them side by side, there's so much lost land from the water. So if they're going to double the size of the map, it's going to be one of two things. Either they're going to increase the literal scale of the map, or we're going to be introduced to new lands. And I think that with the addition of boats, it'll increases the potential of us going to, going to new far off content or lands that are currently inaccessible on Kenshi due to the lack of boats in Kenshi 1. So, I think that's what's up with that. I'm going to get rid of Doff for a minute. Picking me out. I'm going to do this. What is it? I wonder if the continuity with dealing with killing Catlons. Maybe there'll be a whole slew of ancient bounties to deal with and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things is, like, it's going to be, I'm questioning how they're going to deal with continuity, because, like, we know, like, Catlon is still here in Kenshi 1. So, like, what if you kill Catlon? We don't know. But the other thing to remember is that, by and large, Kenshi 2 is going to have a lot of retcons and stuff, and there's that. And then, I don't know how they're going to handle it. There's a lot of different things they could do. I don't know how they're going to handle a lot of that stuff. The continuity issues are going to come up, but there's a lot of potential for what they could do. All right, now this is when things are going to get hairy. So I'm going to put everyone to hold, and I'm going to take stream. Okay, I was going to take him off a block if I could, but this is when things are going to get hairy. Gear up, everybody, because we're about to face the fishmen. I hope you guys are enjoying this, because we're going to have an armada of fishmen coming after us. But Dune is on block, so I'm going to put him up here so he does get attacked, but I don't want him to be, like, right up at the front line. The upside of this is that we have Zagan, who can crush a lot of fishmen. So he'll hopefully keep them from piling up on us, but they're going to be coming in droves. We got a whole city coming after us. All right, good. We're seeing that heavy weapon skill getting leveled really good. In terms of health, Grimdark has taken some beatings, but I'm sure if he goes down, he goes down. We'll be all right. I'm not worried about anyone getting eaten or anything like that. All right, James is there. Truth just went down. To be expected. She is on the weaker end, but that's okay. Dune, block skill is holding quite firm. We're doing well on that. James, I'm good to see you. James, while you were gone, I want you to know that you lost a leg. Your dwarf lost a leg and was replaced by an RL R98 supporter leg. So you're dealing with that. Your leg got snipped off by a crab. All right, heavy weapon skill is going up. We're seeing some success on that. Again, I don't think anybody's going to die here. Absolute worst case, I'll send golems to rescue, but I think that between Stream, Zagan, and Vishu, they should be fine. Dune is holding his own. I'm mostly trying to build up his block skill right now, so that's his prime focus right now. I am going to take his backpack off because that is doing nothing but hindering him. Why is he using that crap? He should be using his katana. Yeah. Okay. Take his backpack off. Yeah, no, you're better for it, buddy. You're better for it. You lost a limb, and you're stronger for it. You are stronger for it. All right, Stream's heavy weapon skill is 27. I want to see how his stats are increasing, though. Where's he at? He is going up. It is going up. His thing right now is that he's moving so damn slow that God, my allergies are so bad. My nose is so itchy. Noxious. His stats are so low that he's moving slow when he swings, so there is a bit of a delay on that. How is Zag? Yeah, so Zagan's good. I don't have to really worry about everybody dying here. Strange question. Do you want skill trees? I think that skill trees would be a novel idea. The problem is that I think it sounds too RPG for Kenshi. That's my main concern on that. I would like to say, one could say that, like, maybe the introduction of, like, manual stat increases would be cool, but I think that kind of decreases the efficacy and the purpose of the training up your stats and stuff along those lines. So, I don't really think so. I don't think so. I do think that it would be cool to maybe implement a system where, like, you can find, like, books or do research on combat styles that will allow you to unlock, like, maybe unique animations or finishers or stuff like that that maybe will help you in combat. So, like, currently, you can only swing the weapon one or two ways by default, but as you use the weapon, you can learn more combat abilities. You learn the ability to swing the weapons different, and vice versa. In conjunction to that, maybe you find a skill book that's like, hey, it adds a unique finisher where instead of running and jumping up and doing a slash, maybe you'll do like a 360 and you'll hit multiple enemies at once. There's a lot of things that you can do with it, where maybe it's not the implementation of skill trees, but more so the implementation of, like, research to increase your combat efficacy, or things along that line. So I think that would be pretty cool. All right, I'm going to take you guys off of hold. I think that we're in a good spot for that. It would be really glitchy considering Kenshi's procedural generations. I brought up in one of my videos where I was talking about things that I would like to see in Kenshi. I think it'd be really cool if they implemented, maybe not for everything, like I do like the way that combat functions like this, but I think it would be cool to introduce maybe the occasional synchronized animation where, like, you'll go to swing and, like, multiple, like, you guys will, like, do like a mini clash where, like, swing, block with a shield, go to thrust with a spear, and then maybe they dodge out of the way, like similar to the way that the animations are synchronized in some of the Total War games. I think that would be cool. Maybe not for every attack, but, like, every so often, like, there's a % chance that it happens on certain enemies, and stuff like that. I think that would be a really unique and very cool mechanic that could add some variety to combat, as long as it doesn't, like, hinder the way combat functions as a whole. I think that would be really cool. I think that could be a cool mechanic. All right, I'm going to have you guys go back inside. By the way, look at all the fishmen that we just butchered out here. This is training. This is why we do this. This is why we do this. Look at them. Look at them just sit there. This reminds me of the, what is it, the meme where the knight gets pinned down by arrows and he's just sitting there. He drops to his knees and he's just sitting there like this. This right there. He just surrounded by his fallen fishman comrades, and he just died. Kind of beautiful. It's kind of beautiful. A little messed up. Kind of beautiful. Wow. All right. Cinematic. The physics engine in Kenshi 2 is going to be significantly better. I have no doubt about that. And that's because of Unreal 5. Physics engine is going to be really good. I feel very confident on that. All right, you lay down in the fish bed. You're sleeping. You're healing. Rest up, comrade. Yes. Very good. Get your naps in. You as well. Everybody to your fish beds. Grimdark, everybody to your fish beds. Very good. Zagan, Stream, you guys are holding the line. And everybody go to your fish beds. This is really stupid. I didn't think about this until we got in here, but, like, they have these beds of... They're sleeping on beds of rotten fish. But it does have a ×2 heal rate, so, like, I'm not going to not sleep in the beds of rotten fish. I mean, I need to heal. So... And this allows me to heal without having to go back to the base. And then we can make our way over to over here. Do I have 30? I haven't even looked. 30. Hello, everybody. 30 people. Thank you. Our average for the streams recently, especially, at least for Kenshi streams. For non-Kenshi streams, it gets a little bit different. Usually we end up around 15, 20. But for Kenshi streams, we've been averaging 30 to 35. The most we've ever had is 60, and that was 3 or 4 streams ago. And I would very, very much like to see us hit 60 again, or go above 60. So hopefully that happens very soon. Stream, welcome to the party. Everyone say hi to our chat mod, Stream SG, also the namesake for Lord Stream. Stream, we're currently training up your 2 hands because I want to have you run around with a giant maul as a proper dwarf would. Take a look at the solid fucking armor that we have currently, that we're producing for our men. I mean, for our lads here, our dwarves. This is really, really good. Look at that. Look at that beastly armor. So this is what everyone's going to be decked out in. And it looks pretty badass. I'm pretty excited. But at the moment, everyone's sleeping in beds of fishes. No, I am not a type of nomad. We do have our base here. It is Garzumi Keep. We are just currently away from the base. It is over here. We are based on the Fishman Isles. We're using this as a place to rest. We are not a gang of marauders either. We are a kingdom, good sir. We are a kingdom of dwarves. And we are going to reign dwarven supremacy around the people of Kenshi. We're going to take out the vile Shek, who, you know, are effectively this... So, I guess I'll backtrack on the vile Shek thing. The Shek, when I made this playthrough originally, I was running it as the dwarves of... similar to the dwarves of Dragon Age Origins, the Dragon Age series. And so the Shek, to me, were going to function as my Dwarven Kingdom's Darkspawn, right? And so I wanted the dwarves to fight the Darkspawn, ergo I wanted them to fight the Shek Kingdom. So we're going to go after them. And then we're going to kill the Holy Nation because they've started shit with us in the past. Plus, I don't think that we can be peaceful with them. And then eventually we'll go after the United States. So we're going to go for a Dwarven superiority run eventually. What sort of ratio do we have not got a dwarf beep yet? I haven't even made my way to the Fogman Isles yet. I do have Mongrel on the map, but I got that from a map that I found. I haven't even gone in there yet. What sort of ratio do you run between people and combat skills when you start exploring? I mean, I guess I would need you to re-clarify the question on what you mean. Because it kind of depends. I mean, yeah, it kind of depends. I think Beep is going to be the only non-humanoid dwarf that we recruit. Because everybody else is either Scorchlander or Greenlanders, but, like, I gotta have Beep, man. I gotta have him. Cyber Beep, the honorary dwarf. Yes, please. Why is he suffering from equipment? Okay, all right. What's everyone doing for healing? I'm gonna go on 3 times speed faster, and I'm gonna save it because you never know when crashes happen, and they do happen. I usually crash at least once every other stream. I crashed last stream, so hopefully I won't this time. But in the event that I do, save often. Luckily, crashes are usually I can usually get out of a crash within like if we crash, we're back in like a minute. So, no big deal. Just gotta let these boys rest up, get nice and repaired. I'm gonna pop back over to the base. I want to see how we're doing on production of art. We should be doing quite well at this point. Yeah, so we've got some solid armor being produced for sure. We're getting up there. I'm very excited. Of course I'm going to make him the greatest swordsman of all time. I'm going to give Beep the biggest weapon I can find. The biggest weapon I can find. Make him, you know, the strongest dwarf decked out in full Legion armor with the biggest weapon I can find. I want it to be... I want anime level nonsense with this, is what I want. Okay, so I'm going to have him finish that. That cuirass. It's going to be about 9 hours. We are making some solid progress on armor types, which I'm very excited. Very excited. Yeah, I might give Beep the Maitao Falling Sun when we go after Catlon. Catlon will be our final excursion, right? Like that's the end game for the dwarves. Is we make our way into the Ashlands, we kill Catlon. At that point, who's going to stop us? We run Kenshi. You know, we've killed United. At that point, we'll have killed the Shek, the UC, the Holy Nation, the anti-slavers, the Traders Guild. Will have killed the Tech Hunters because I've gone to war with the Tech Hunters, unfortunately. We'll have killed Bugmaster. Will be down. We'll have taken care of, the Second Empire. What is it? The Second Empire Exiles. I mean, who's going to stop us? You know, who's going to stop us? I have no idea. Kenshi 2 when? Your guess is as good as mine. My hope would be tomorrow. I wish that they'd shadow drop it for Christmas, baby, but I doubt they will. I can tell you this, though. I can't tell you when Kenshi 2 is coming, but when Kenshi 2 does come, I've already set aside the time it's happening. The day that Kenshi 2 comes out, I'm going to be streaming all day. I'm going to be streaming a all-day stream that day. The minute that I get my hands on it, I'm going to be streaming it all day. So you guys are going to get to see me explore, first impressions, the whole nine, theory craft, all in live real time from day one. Day one. So it's going to be a good time. I'm excited about it. We need to get Zagan over here ASAP to help fight these guys because, unfortunately, Stream is not going to be fast enough at the moment. His weapon skill. He can take it and he can deal the damage to kill the crabs, but he's not swinging his weapon fast enough. Yeah, I'm going to be on Kenshi 2 all day, every day. It's going to be great for a while. I can't... I'm also excited. I'm going to be pumping out video after video. I mean, it's going to be crazy. I'm going to have so much content for you guys. My hope is that by the time Kenshi 2 drops, I'll be able to do YouTube full-time. Or if not by the time right after Kenshi 2 drops, I'm hoping that I'll be able to do YouTube full-time. That's the end goal. You know, I've just got to be able to make enough to support the family, but we're working on it. We're making serious progress. We hit a major milestone this year. We hit 10,000 subs, which was the first major milestone we needed to hit. So progress is definitely being made towards that end goal. We are getting there, for sure. And it's all a matter of time. All a matter of time. We will get there, for sure. If anyone's interested as well, by the way, Monday I'm going to be doing another stream. I'm going to be streaming Baldur's Gate 3. Specifically, I'm going to be starting another series to run in conjunction with this one. Red, don't you worry about supporting me. Listen, if you can't, I don't want anyone to ever feel pressured to support me or anything like that. It's purely optional. That is not how I don't want to go full DSP and start yelling at people to fucking support me and all that stuff. That's not what this is about. That's not what I'm about. That's not the way I do things. I want the support to be organic. I want it to be genuine. I want it to be earned. And more important than that, I want it to be earned, and I want it to be fair. I don't want it to feel pressure or anything like that. So don't you worry if you can't support. You being here is support enough. Watching the content, showing up to the streams, having the kind words to say, giving me advice, giving me ideas, talking with me, letting me work out my theories and stuff live on camera. All of that is support. It doesn't just need to be monetary. So don't feel bad about it. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to be doing a stream on Monday for Baldur's Gate 3 that I'm going to be running in conjunction to this playthrough. It's called the Tales of Garuk. I'm going to be running a drunken master barbarian orc. So it's going to be I'm really excited about it. I'm going to be running an orc who does the Way of the Drunken Master monk in conjunction with the Way of the Giant Barbarian. So he's going to be a literal giant drunk orc, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited about it. I have a couple of plans to make it fun. For anybody who's familiar, I'm going to have him run a Dark Urge playthrough, and I'm going to be rolling my actual die to decide, whether or not we run with the Dark Urge options and stuff. So I'm going to be rolling actual D20s to decide what we do. And it's going to be a lot of fun, really interactive. So if you're interested in doing that, the first episode of that is going to be on Monday. Have you played the X series or Mountain Blade? Very similar systems, world-based. Don't really care about the player. I have not played either the X series or Mountain Blade. There's a game that ESO was talking about. Both ESO and I think Luke Stevens was playing, or Luke Stevens. I don't know. Maybe I've got it backwards. One of them, they were both playing the other day. That is effectively Kenshi plus Mountain Blade mechanics wise. So it's like a survival squad-based crafting game that also lets you control armies against your enemies in a similar ways to like Mountain Blade and stuff. So something I definitely wanted to take a look at. I try to 1 or 2 times a week stream something that is not Kenshi, just to kind of give myself a breakup. I don't want to burn myself out or anything like that. So 1 or 2 times a week I stream something that's not Kenshi, and I might pick one of those up at some point and do that. Cosmic, thank you so much for the super chat. Fantastic. There is a mod to reduce animal hunger. I am gonna have to take a look at that because what is it? All of our pack bulls died because I couldn't be bothered to feed them. I know, absolute scoomer move on my part. I will have to take a look at that, or at the very least, I'm gonna have to have somebody that's like actively going around harvesting crab meat and stuff because keeping my animals fed is a real fucking pain in the ass in this playthrough. How are you guys doing on healing? Okay, they're actually not doing too bad. I would say that they're good enough to move out. Yeah, I'd say that we're good enough to move. Good enough to move out. Oh, that's a fishman. We're fighting a fishman. He is a crafty man too. He's dodging right around. Oof, that fishman is like moving at Mach speed just now. Did you guys see that shit? My God. Moving at Mach speed. I'm not selling goods for money at the moment because I'm not selling money at the moment because selling things for money because I've currently inadvertently pissed off the tech hunters. I don't remember what happened in an earlier playthrough that I did that, why I did that. But the tech hunters hate my guts now, so most of the way stations that are nearby won't sell to me. The nearest town to me, because I'm in the Fishman Isles, is Catan, which isn't that fantastic. So I can sell stuff there, but that's pretty much the only place I can sell things realistically. Cosmic, you absolute unit. Thank you so much for the additional memberships, everybody. This is fantastic. The outpouring support is always super, super helpful. Cosmic is a unit, man, every time. Thank you so much. I genuinely appreciate it. What was one of the other things that came up? These golems are not okay. So these golems again, I was if these golems here, my lovely golems, the justification behind them was that because I based my playthrough on the Dragon Age Origins dwarves. I wanted to have golems similar to what they do, you know, the whole prospect of them having golems. I only got 3 though because one, they can be a little busted later on, and I have, you know, squad sizes difficulty turned up, so there's that makes it kind of balanced. But I don't want to overdo it and make this an easy run. That's not what I'm going for. No, you know, final spray. Okay, so we're gonna head over towards this here ancient tower. We're gonna raid some of the chests in there. Specifically, I need some ancient science books so we can further our research in improving our equipment. But in addition to that, I need to train on more fishmen, and there's a couple of more fishmen in here. Be a great source of training. I am gonna keep Zagan away from the fight initially, because I want to have the others. I want to have everybody do the fighting. So Zagan, you need to back up, dude. You need to get out of here. I'm gonna have you hold your line. You'll only attack the ones that come after you. The rest of you guys get to work. I need to see some maximum effort here. Come on, guys. I need to see at least a little bit of effort. Truth, you're really letting me down right now. How is Grimdark doing? I really need to see him get some stats up as well. He's one of our nobles. I can't have him walking around with an attack stat of 30. Not good enough. Thank you to everybody who just joined. I see we're sitting at 35 people. We're about to cross our average. If we, you know, again, my peak of all time was 60 concurrent viewers. I'd like to see that go higher, but if we can get above 40 today, I'll be satisfied. I think that'll be fantastic. Get some support for the dwarves. Stream, your heavy skill is currently at 30. We're seeing some solid progress. 33 solid progress considering we started this training round with only 22. So he's gotten 10 on his heavy weapon stat, which is good. He's attacking more frequently. You're seeing him attack more often, which is really, really good. Oh shit. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to run back down. Get down here. Get down here. Get down here. James, why are you crawling? Ooh, your robot leg has been absolutely worn down. We're gonna have to get that sorted out. There's a power to these beds? There is not. That is most unfortunate. 0 power. We're gonna have to figure that out. We might end up having to carry James back to get his leg repaired. I do have a backup right leg that we can put on him temporarily until we can get his leg repaired. But no, I need to have you guys not get cornered. Let them come to you. Let them come to you. And then we're gonna use Zagan to keep them from piling on us too much. This training run is rough, but we are making progress in getting our guys taken care of. Ooh, for clipping though. Dune, how are you doing? Your block skill is going up. You are making progress in that as well. He does have the plus 20, so it is currently only sitting at like 16. His block's not that great, but I also, you know what, we're gonna let him go. Throw him to the fire. Let him start making attacks. He's attacking high level enemies, so every attack should give him some good XP. We can actually see it going up with every attack. So he makes a swing and he will attack. Swing, boom, he levels. Okay, so we're making progress. We're getting there. Things are happening. Things are happening. All right, Zagan, I'm going to take you off of hold. I think that we're ready to have you jump in and start helping. Not crazy, but I do think we need a bit of assistance on that. Because we do have a handful more coming down right now. So we're gonna let Zagan finally jump in and assist. King Vishu, very proud of him. He's making some solid work, putting some work in. His combat skills are mildly affected by minus 2 on this. I'm not gonna make him over encumbered. All right, Grimdark skill is finally in the 30s. Finally in the 30s, which is good. Again, he's one of our nobles. We can't afford to have him on low health. Okay, Grimdark's leg and both of their skeleton legs are down. We're gonna need to figure that out. We're gonna have to make some skeleton repair beds, I think, is what we're gonna have to do. It's gonna require some work. We might, yeah, it's gonna require a bit of work, but we'll get there. We're making progress. We're getting some training done. Things are going good. 37 viewers. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for joining. Much appreciated. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Welcome to the Dwarves if this is your first time here. We are the Dwarves of Clan Angler, Gazumi Keep. And we are the Conquerors of the Fishman Isles. Conquerors of the Fishman Isles. And when we go back, all of our military dwarves are going to be outfitted with equipment, which is... all right, so now we can get up here and start... I'm working on the money. I'm working on the money. We're going to get there. We're going to get there, okay? The first step is self-sufficiency. Once we become self-sufficiency, we can worry about money. But the thing is if you're self-sufficient in Kenshi, you don't have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about money if you're self-sufficient. We make our own weapons. We make our own food. All of that stuff. We don't have to worry about money if we can make everything ourselves. That's the big trade-off. You ain't got to worry about money if you can make everything yourself. There are beds up here we can use. There are. Okay, so Stream, you're gonna go pick up James, and you're gonna go stick him in a fish bed. And then we're gonna go pick up Truth. And once we've picked up Truth, we're gonna go put her in a fish bed. Fish bed. All right, and then Stream, you're gonna go pick up Grimdark. And I think you guys know what I'm gonna make him do. I'm gonna put him in a fish bed. And then Vishu, you're gonna get up here and you're gonna go in a fish bed. That's right, we're gonna put him in the beds that go squish. And then we're gonna loot some of these containers. Try to get some more ancient science books. Hopefully we'll have enough electrical components and whatnot that we can just flat out build AI core. That we can just flat out build. They're just water beds. Yeah. No, it's just nature's waterbed. All natural. Hopefully we'll be able to just build skeleton repair benches because both Grim and James have skeleton legs that are completely totaled right now. Completely totaled. So hopefully we're just going to be able to build those without an issue. I have to go back and check out what my research looks like. We're at 39 viewers right now. We need one more and we can break that 40. Will the dwarves wage war against the hives? You know what? You know what? I didn't even consider it. I didn't even consider it. But if the Shek will be my first conquest, and after the Shek, instead of the Holy Nation, we're taking the hives first. We're going to take the Shek, the hives, the Holy Nation, the UC, and then the exiles. That's the order we're doing, and then the hivers are going down. We're going to start with the southern hive because they're on our border, and I can risk no detriments to my border. They're right there. I can't risk it. They're going down. We got another mall. Fantastic. Zagan, you're going to come put that in your inventory. Power core, yeah. That. Who needs that? Who needs power? Nobody, not me. I don't need power. I'm a non-power guy. All right, stream. We're gonna go over and search that barrel. There's fish. Oh my God, Yahtzee, more AI course. There we go. Okay, so we've made some solid progress. We are gonna have to carry some of our guys back to the base. We did get the ancient science books that we need, so we should be able to increase our stuff. Do I expect to be invaded? No. Do I expect to be invaded soon? No. No, not until I start a war with the major factions, because even though I've pissed off many of the factions, I have not pissed off any of the major factions that are going to come after me, right? So, Shek Kingdom, I have, oddly enough, positive relations with. I don't know why I have positive relations with them. I've never done anything for them, but that's totally fine. United Cities, minorly negative because of that little mishap at the way station 2 or 3 episodes ago, but nothing there. Holy Nation 0. Nobody that's going to send a large force against me has been pissed off yet. That is liable to change. The thing is, though, once they do come to my base, I don't think we're going to have much of an issue with them because of where we're set up and how we're fortified. At least early on. Once we start getting some of the really heavier raids, right? Like Wrath of God, Okrin's Wrath and all that stuff, Emperor's Wrath, all of that stuff, like, that's when things are going to get bad, because I've talked about this in previous episodes. One of the ways that I balanced this playthrough because of some of the mods that I have is that I upped the squad sizes by a lot. So when I get raided from, like, the Emperor's Wrath, when I get raided by the Holy Nation or the Shek Kingdom, they're not going to send 20, 30 people after me. No. They're going to send 100. They're going to send 200. It's not going to be a small war. We're going to see a serious conflict occur once things really start moving, once we're built up. So that's why I'm trying to put so much prep work into getting our faction set up and ready for battle, because once the combat starts and the raids begin, it's going to be bananas. 40 people. We have broken that 40 people threshold. Fantastic. We're going to set our next goal. Hopefully, maybe we can get 45 by the end of this. We still have quite a bit of time left in the stream, almost 2 to 2.5 hours left in the stream. I usually run until about midnight Eastern Standard Time, so we still got 2.5 hours left in the stream. We can get more people in here, but thank you guys so much for everyone who's tuning in. I really appreciate the continued support. How are we doing on healing up our boys? Grim and James are, their legs are shot. We're gonna have to carry them back, so I just need to make sure that everybody else is up and moving or capable of getting back without too much of an issue. I think Vishu's gonna carry Grimdark, and we're gonna have Stream carry James, and then the rest of you guys can move out. Yeah, I've been trying to link the stream, like post the stream in my community page, and also schedule the streams for the week at the beginning of the week. That's I've been progressively scheduling them more out. So you'll notice on my like actual YouTube channel, I have all of the streams, the next 3 streams already set up and put there. So after this stream is over tomorrow morning, I'm going to link to the one on Monday and then the one on Tuesday as well. Thursday, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do yet, but once I do, I'll link that as well. But I'm trying to pre-schedule the streams a full week out. 44 people. Oh my God. Okay. Yes. We are at 44 people. One more person. We've hit the 45 mark. A little bit of fluctuation there. No big deal. Well, this might be the night, guys. We might break that 60 people all-time record. If we can get 61 concurrent viewers, then we have the most people we've ever had on the stream. That's fantastic. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. It's always much appreciated. I really, really appreciate all of the support, and I'm really happy that you guys are enjoying the playthrough. You know, I'm 12 episodes in, and I'm really happy that you guys are enjoying the playthrough. So, all right, not a bad training trip. Not a bad training trip. The one downside to this is that 2 of our guys got crippled, and we're gonna have to figure out how to deal with that. James is in a recovery coma. Yes, 2 of our guys got crippled. We're gonna have to figure out how to deal with that. I think the first step is gonna be to research, or try to research skeleton repair benches. That's what we need. So let's start depositing some of our stuff. We gotta get Stream over here as well, so he can deposit his stuff as well. Wow, we have too much crap, is what we need. Hive wood. I don't need actually a lot of this stuff. So we gotta make room for things that are important. Who else has what? Does Zagan have anything? Zagan has an AI core, right? Yeah, Zagan's got an AI core. Yeah, we don't need a lot of this stuff. The art of dyeing rugs and furniture. Why do I need that? Why do we even have any of that? I don't need any of that. Get rid of you. Zagan, get over here. Drop that AI core in. Rearrange. Come on. Yeah, we don't need most of this crap. Fantastic. Okay. Do I have a favorite NPC in the game? I mean, I'm basic. I like Beep. I'm a big fan of Beep. I'm a big fan of Beep and Agnew. They're my favorite. You know, what can I say? If I had to pick a like a character that wasn't Beep and Agnew, I might say, I'm not actually the biggest fan of Crumble John. I know a lot of people like him. I'm not like against him. I don't have a particular opinion of him. I don't feel like one particular way about him. I mean, I guess it means, do you mean specifically like NPCs or recruitable NPCs? Because, I guess those are 2 different questions. I like Infinite Wingwang because his name makes me laugh. Infinite Wingwang's name will always make me laugh. But, you know. Oh, you know what I need? I need to upgrade this bench. That's what I need to do. This bench needs to be upgraded ASAP so we can start getting better research done. That's what we need. We need to get this this bench repaired. How many people do we have? Anybody else that can be working on this? Because right now it's just one. Remark probably wants to, but he's crappled. At least he's not crawling. I suppose there's that. It's better than crawling. I need you to get over here and help build this. You need to do, James. I'm going to put you on helping to build this as well. A couple of people doing stuff. Side note, King Vishu, you need to get in here and get outfitted. That's what you need to do. There it is. Okay. So we have this. What's the quality? Standard. All right. It's not going to be the end game for what he wears, but it is going to do for now. So we're going to put all the standard quality stuff on him. He does need a new helmet because there's a new helmet that he's going to wear. That's the commander helmet, not the standard Legion. So we're going to have to do that at some point, but we're going to get him outfitted with what we have so far. Fantastic. Sensational. Okay, gauntlets. These take 46 hours to craft. Hoy vey. I'm going to have him make a commander helmet real fast for you know, King Vishu, and then we're going to go from there. I mean, look at this. This is going to be our king. Once he's got the commander helmets on, he's going to be fantastic. Yeah, I mean, Infinite Wingwang is such a funny name. That's really my big appeal for him. It's just a funny name, right? Like, there's nothing in particular about him that is, like, phenomenal. He's not, like, a super, you know, awesome character. He's not, like, breaking any records. He's not, like, killing it for me. It's just a funny sounding name. Whoa. Truth, what are you doing? Soloing crabs is what you're doing. That's unacceptable. You two, get out here. Deal with that. Someone go pick her ass up. I don't know why she's out here in the first place. Alright, you two, get out here. King Vishu, you need to go pick her ass up and throw her in a bed somewhere so she can recover. Ridiculous. See that shit? Just out there doing stuff. Yeah, I think Crumblejump's an entertaining character in like the idea that he's just like a hunchback. He's got fucking scoliosis. Got old man. He's just absolutely racked with gamer back. But I don't. Some people on like the Reddit and on like the Kenshi subforum and stuff are like, he's like one of their favorite. It's like Beep, Agnew, and Crumblejohn, and I guess I don't see the Crumblejohn appeal. I really like Griffin. I think that he has a lot of good dialogue. Griffin does. I think that he's for sure entertaining. I am a fan of Griffin. All right, so is that helmet made? The helmet has been made. Okay. Rusty, you need to go give that helmet to the king. Fantastic. There it is. Commander's helmet. That's what we want. There it is. And he's got a shield. All right. King Vishu. Check him out. This is our man. Look at that. All he needs is his gloves. All he needs is the gauntlets, which I'm going to be making. I'm just making all of the gauntlets last because they take 46 hours each. And I needed to get some of the other armors made. But look at that. This is our king in all of his glory. Absolutely stunning. Stunning. All right, so Grim's moving. Is James crawling? No, so they're both walking. At least there's that. They're not crawling, they're walking. Could be worse. They could be crawling. We need to now see if we can get skeleton repair benches researched. That's our next thing. Now that we have things being upgraded, engineers. First, let's dispose of some of the crap that we're holding on to that we don't need. Probably not. I'm going to be honest, probably not. Probably ain't going to do that. That's a terrifying prospect. The idea of anyone soloing King is kind of a terrifying prospect. Probably not going to happen. A boy can dream, but probably not. It would be funny, though, to see him try. Maybe if we get his stats up high enough, he can give it a go, but I think that would be a suicide mission. And, yeah, then I'd have to replace him with a new king. We'd have to have his heir take over. It'd be suicide. I love the dynamic between Beep and Agnew. I actually made a whole video about the dynamic of Beep and Agnew. Specifically, I made an entire video about that specifically because it's so good. It's so good. And there's actually so much more depth to it than a lot of people realize. Yeah, so good. So good. I think I need to make another iron refinery. This one's not enough. I'm not producing enough iron plates fast enough. I'm not making enough fast enough. All right, we're at 45 viewers. 45, fantastic. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Let's see if we can break 50. That would be cool. That would always be very cool. Your battery banks? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, battery banks. We really love battery banks. Do you know my favorite character is? The second Phoenix, Akron the Blessed. Wow. Akron the Blessed Cult of the Nation. You know, someone proposed an interesting theory last video that made me really, really laugh. Because, like, last stream. Because it's actually really compelling. The idea of the Phoenix, like being born again after the death of the next one is the Holy Nation misinterpreting skeleton resets. Like, they in the same way that they twisted Stobe into Okran, they twisted skeleton resets into dying and being reborn. Yeah, it was cosmic. Fantastic theory. I'm actually trying to put together, like, a full analysis, like a potential, like, hey, maybe this is a thing in the same vein as my skeleton mainframe video. Dude, I have such bad allergies right now. My fucking nose is so itchy. It's really driving me nuts. I feel like an idiot because I probably just keep going like this on stream. I'm so sorry. My allergies are killing me right now. Probably look like I'm over here doing no snow. My lord. Yeah, my schnoz is fucking so itchy. So itchy. So itchy. I think the appeal for Crumblejohn comes from the fact that he's such a has-been, and it's fun to make a has-been into what he was once again. Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. It's that repairing of a man who's effectively, like, not capable of doing anything anymore, and then making him capable again. I think that's probably what it is. I think that's probably a fair fair justification for it. I could buy that. We're gonna go get Stream outfitted now. Get him outfitted in proper heavy armor. We need all of our lords to be in at least standard grade. At least standard grade. Fantastic. Okay. Sensational. Yeah. James over there at some point, but yeah. Dwarven Maul and everything. I mean, look at this chongy boy. Look at that. Thick thighs and lives. That's what this is. Thick thighs and lives. He's going to be an absolute unit. Aside from that, he looks like a fucking frog under that mask, which for some reason fits very, very well with the Dwarven aesthetic, but he looks like a frog under there. Look at that stare. That is the stare of an absolute killer. This is why he's not next in line to replace King Vishu in the event that he dies. He's our general, and it's that right there. It's because he looks like an angry, pissed off frog. As a good dwarf should. As a good dwarf should. Alright, so keep getting distracted and need to head over here. How are we doing on this? We need more armor plates. Do we have any being made? Yeah, I'm just gonna have to grab them before anybody else does. Shoe, he's got that Imperial shield. Everyone's storage capacity has got... These shields are great too because firstly they up your combat skills, right? And they give you storage capacity. So directly all of our units now are going to be a little bit more effective, and this can kind of make up for the training and make them able to train more. The only crime is the fact the Oblivion armor is a mod, but no one made a mod that that one Dwarven armor equipped by the ones holding extra. Yeah, dude, someone needs to turn, because they've made Dragon Age armor, like armor mods. There's a bunch of them. There's the Templar armor mod. They've added in Grey Warden armors. I haven't seen anyone turn the Legion of the Dead into an armor. If they made the Legion of the Dead armor, I would download it and replace my Dwarves armor set from Imperial to the Legion of the Dead in a fucking heartbeat. Because the Legion of the Dead armor, I will stand on this to the day I die as one of the best, not just Dwarven armor sets, but armor sets I've ever seen made. Dragon Age Origins Legion of the Dead armor is one of the coolest looking fucking armors I've ever seen. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up. Getting pulled up. Getting pulled up. Legion of the Dead armor, Dragon Age Origins. This armor is one of the most badass looking armors I have ever seen, hands down, in any in gaming. Look at that shit. If someone put this into Kenshi, I would replace the armor of every one of my dwarves in a heartbeat. This doesn't even show the helmet. The helmet's really cool too, but like, that's badass. I'd wear that in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. It's so good. It's so good. All right, let's get Grimdark outfitted as well. $50 people. We're at 53 people. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope everyone's enjoying the stream so far. If you guys want to talk about anything lore related as well, please, guys, don't ever hesitate to ask me lore questions on stream. I'm always more than happy to answer them. It's one of my favorite things to talk about, and I talk about it frequently on stream. Plus, in full transparency, when you guys ask me questions about lore, it gives me things to clip later on. So, if you guys have any questions about lore or anything you guys want to ask me, please feel free to do so. I'm always happy to chat with you guys. I have to come over here and replace King Vishu's chest plate because we just started dropping high-grade armor. Fantastic. So we're going to switch that standard out to high-grade. So King Vishu is now in even better shape. Look at him. He's beautiful. And we need to get working on gauntlets. This is going to be the part that's a pain in the ass because each one of these gauntlets only produces... I mean, it gets produced every 46.8 hours. So we're only going to be getting 1 or 2 of these a day. Which really slows it down. Thankfully, his skill should increase it a bit, the time frame. Yeah, so it goes from 46 to 42 because he has a higher armor skill. So, but we're only going to be getting one set of gauntlets every 2 in-game days, which is a pain in the ass. And, you know, it's not great, but it's fine. We'll make do. How are we doing on production? Fantastic. Research bench is done. We can start upping our industry, crafting and technology and all that stuff. What other things do we need? Smithing, there it is. Weapons grades 4, weapon grades 5. Expert weapons grades. What is new building? Black and red, dust gold, crafting. What is this? Black and red, dust gold. Weaponsmith from... I have no idea what that is. Is that from... It must be from... I think that's from my Mytao replacement mod that makes Mytao weapons black and gold. Maybe that's what it is. I'll research it. Why not? Why not? What do we got to lose? What do we got to lose? Anything else that we want to grab while we are here? Oh, we need skeleton workbench, skeleton repair beds. There it is. Yeah, we can do it. Fantastic. Okay. Which means we can repair their legs. We just have to get them built. Oil drilling. No, I think we're okay on oil. We have so much wheat straw that oil is really, fuel is really not an issue for us. We will up our battery capacity though. And we will upgrade our generators further. Yeah, we'll upgrade our generators for sure. So King Vashu's back on the research train. We need to get skeleton repair beds built. I think I'm going to have the repair beds built in the base. Do we have anything going on inside this building here? Have we done anything with this building yet? That's where prisoners are at, so we're not doing anything in that building. You know what? We're going to put them up here. Drop them up here. All right, so we need skeleton repair beds. I'm pretty sure it's Mytao. I'm pretty sure it's Mytao. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Mytao. At least that's how I've been pronouncing it. Lord knows I could be a brainlet. I have no idea. We'll find out. We'll find out. Where is it? Here. Skeleton repair bed. What is it under? Under tech? Wherefore art thou? Oh, I'm not even done researching it. What am I talking about? I'm off my gourd. Not even done researching. I'm looking for it as if I already have it. It's not even done being researched. What am I doing? What am I doing? 54 people. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for joining. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Do you know the lore behind the building, behind the grid on the west of the map? It really stands out, but could never understand the potential use. Okay, so this is actually something I absolutely understand the lore on. It's actually really funny that you say that you asked that question, because I was in the process of putting a short together for this very thing. But I will go ahead and explain it to you live and in person. Okay, so the grid. During the era of the Second Empire, the map was significantly more. During the era of the Second Empire, the map had significantly more water. The water levels were a lot higher. Okay, so this is my like put together map based on topography and signs of water erosion of what the map during the Second Empire may have looked like, because we knew the water levels were higher. So what you'll notice is in the grid in particular, the water flows in between all these little sections. And something really interesting is that it looks like this crater here breaks into the grid, as if this whole section at one point used to be these individual like little islands, these little spots. And we know that from originally Catlon's CPU, when you beat Catlon and took his CPU or his processor and whatever it was, it read and it said that an explosion in the grid caused a famine. So when I heard that, the first thing that I thought of is what could potentially be the purpose of the grid. And that's when I thought of, where is it? Aztec floating farms. So if anyone's familiar with what Aztec floating farms are, they are. Here it is. Okay, this is an Aztec floating farm. This is a poor picture, it's a little zoomed in, but okay, this is an Aztec floating farm. Okay, so it is individual islands that are used to grow resources with water flowing between them, and that's like the whole thing of what they are, right? And so that's what they probably were. The grid was used as an Aztec floating farm. And the water filled in the spaces in between, and this was their center of agriculture, okay? So this is where they grew all of their food. And then the famine that happened as a result of an explosion in the grid, and we know that this is the crater. Now, what's interesting about it is you'd be like, oh, well, there's still some stuff here. Why can't they use this? But the area in the grid, if you notice, there's a bunch of these like greenish colored rocks all throughout the grid, right? The entire place is like devastated with these like green crystals, right? And incidentally, there's an explosion in the grid, and there's a bunch of these green crystals. What could that possibly be? Well, it turns out there is a green rock that only gets formed in the presence of a nuclear explosion. It is not naturally forming. You can only find it in the presence of nuclear explosion, and that is a rock called trinitite. Okay? It is a greenish, glassy material that is formed from fused desert sand after a radioactive explosion. Okay? So I'm actually going to pull up what trinitite looks like right now so you can see that as well. Trinitite. It is a greenish-hued stone, and ironically, it looks not ironically, but conveniently, it looks exactly like the green rocks. Where is it? Right here. The green rocks that you see in the grid. So the grid used to be an Aztec floating farm where they grew all of their food. And then there was a nuclear explosion, probably from an old First Empire lab that existed in the grid. Because we see there's a couple of ruins of old labs in there, right? And those giant citadels, right? The buildings that look like that look like that, the old island lab that we were just at a little while ago, those are First Empire ruins. So one of the First Empire labs that was over by the grid exploded in a nuclear explosion and destroyed most of the grid. And the grid that was left was then irradiated and completely decimated and covered in trinitite. So the grid was a source of agriculture for the Second Empire that was unfortunately destroyed by a nuclear explosion from one of the old First Empire ruins. So, yep, that's what that was. It's funny that you point that out, that you asked me about that too, because I was literally in the process of putting together a short talking about that exact thing. Like today, I was gonna put the short out tomorrow. So it's funny that you asked me about that. How are we coming on these gauntlets? Have we produced any? That's the big question. Have we produced even one? No. He has produced a lot of shields though, so that's good. That's good. We're going to give a shield to Grimdark, so I need that. Grimdark needs a shield. So hopefully that answers your question, though, on what the purpose of the grid was. The grid was a source of agriculture that was destroyed via a nuclear explosion. Names? Fantastic. Give him a shield. Everyone gets a shield. You get a shield, and you get a shield. Everybody gets a shield. Is Dune in here? I don't think he is. I think he's up doing stuff. So, if anybody has any other questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. We did briefly cross 60 people in the stream, which is fantastic. We've hit our all-time peak. If we can get to 61, we'll have hit our all-time peak, which will be absolutely huge. So, I do appreciate everyone's continued support. Always helps feed the algorithm, and all of that jive. But currently, we're sitting at 56, 55. This is fantastic, guys. This is the best turnout that I've had since I came back to streaming. A couple of streams ago, so I really appreciate it. I'm happy that everyone's here. I'm happy that everyone's enjoying. I'm happy that everyone wants to hear me babble about lore, because my wife, bless her soul, loves me very much, and she listens to me babble about lore, but I do feel bad for her sometimes because she doesn't understand, nor does she honestly, genuinely care about the lore, but she loves me just enough to listen to me babble about it, and that's great. But it's nice talking to people who who want to hear it and understand it more. Again, bless her soul. She really does listen to me babble quite a bit. When she doesn't, she really doesn't have to, but she does because she likes me. Fantastic. Again, the cool thing about these shields is that they do add some combat stats, which are great because it allows me to train my people more effectively and also get them more prepared for battle. Because they'll be higher stats so they can fight enemies and get their base stats higher without running the risk of, like, dying during the training. So our next training run will hopefully be more successful. Although it didn't go bad last time. Honestly, we did pretty well. I think the only dwarf that's not going to have a shield is probably Stream. I think he's fine. I don't think he needs one. I think he's fine. I don't think he needs one. But everybody else is going to have one for sure. We are making progress on our research. That is going well. I'm very glad. What do we have before the skeleton repair beds come in? We need to do those next. We can move those. Bump those up. I can't afford a 7-hour. No, we're going to finish the advanced grades, and then we're going to do the skeleton repair beds, and then we can get Grimdark, and we can get James back up to fighting speed. What are you doing when raids are coming? Are you just going to fight it out, or are you going to get some harpoons going? So, I don't know if you were here for that a little while ago, but the way that I have the game set up is that I have spawn rates, squad sizes set to 3, which means there are 3 times as many enemies in every roaming squad than there should be. So when raids come, they're not going to be coming with 20, 30 guys. They're going to be coming with 100. They're going to be coming with 200. They're going to be coming with 3 squads of 50. This is not going to be... And this is why I'm so anal right now about getting my guys prepped and ready for battle, because when this stuff starts going down, there's going to be 100+ enemies running across this bridge. And we're going to be expected to fight every one of them. We're going to be sitting up here with harpoons, just firing down, hoping to God that we can stop them before they come in. I'm going to have golems along the bridge, hoping to God that we can hold them off long enough. You know, and then there's going to be massive fights in our agricultural field. I mean, it's going to be devastating. The war that is going to the wars that are going to transpire are going to be devastating. So Tengu's Vault is essentially a special place for political prisoners. I know there's a guy who wrote something he didn't like and he threw him in there for life. Yeah, Tengu's Vault, it's supposed to be a place for political prisoners, but in actuality, it is Tengu's threat against anyone who he doesn't like. It is... I mean, that's all it is. It's just Tengu's threat against people he doesn't like. To be honest, though, I'd rather get sent to Tengu's Vault than have to deal with Igor, considering there's reason to believe Igor is kind of also, like, going to eat you. Now, he won't just attack you, hurt you, or kill you. He'll eat you, too. 62 viewers, guys. We've officially broken our all-time record for concurrent viewers in the stream. This is a huge win. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. It's literally things like this that make me think that I might one day be able to actually do this full time. If I'm ever able to go and do YouTube full time, I'm going to be streaming 5 days a week, like Monday through Friday, probably. I mean, literally Monday through Friday. You know, 8 hours a day. So, in addition to, you know, my long form content. So this stuff like this is what makes me think that maybe one day I can actually do that. That would be quite literally my dream. So thank you guys so much for the outpour of support. I really appreciate all of it. 62 viewers is huge. It's all uphill from here, guys. All uphill from here. How are we doing on these greaves? Have we gotten one gauntlet done yet? Maybe just one pair? No? No? Why not? No. Oh, you know what I haven't checked in a while? I have not checked to see how our weapons are doing. Because we were producing weapons. Helmet was producing weapons. Hammett. Okay. How are we doing with weapon production? We are producing not terrible weapons anymore. We are producing not terrible weapons. So I'm giving them axes because we're dwarves, right? And I need axes. I believe we need to get to a certain quality. There's the textures get all messed up on the Dawnguard weapons unless they're made to the Dawnguard quality. So I'm pretty sure I need to deal with that. 65 for a brief second. We were at 65. My lord. Maybe I'll switch from the Dawnguard axes because the textures are messed up. Maybe I'll switch over to something else. Plate mace, maybe? We can do plate maces. Yeah. Giant maces for our dwarves. Mayhaps we run with plate maces. They do have decent damage against robots and humans, which could honestly be huge later on. And they do a lot of blunt damage, not a lot of blood loss, but really good armor pen. So maybe we'll do a plate mace and see how it turns out. Let's make a plate mace and see what happens. That could be really, really fun. 66 concurrent viewers. Guys, I don't think I've seen a Kenshi stream, at least in recent memory, even get 66 viewers, which is really, really cool, guys. I'm really excited here that you guys are enjoying things that much. 66, my lord. My wife is going to be super proud of me. She's going to be super duper proud of me. She's been super supportive through this whole thing. Skeleton repair beds are a go. We can start putting those together and get James and Grimdark repaired and actually like put together again. Put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Is it interior? I think it's interior. Skeleton repair beds. Skeleton repair beds. What do we need? 5 electrical components. I think we have enough to make 1 skeleton repair bed. And we have a fun little copper node that is right outside the base that Cosmic Yak was kind enough to point out 2 streams ago, so we can go ahead and go get some goddamn copper nodes. Go get some copper for these bases. For these skeleton repair beds. This is fantastic. Ask my wife to get me a big candy bar and some soda as a celebration. Absolutely. I need a Dr. Pepper cream soda. If anybody hasn't ever had a Dr. Pepper cream soda, I 100% recommend it. My lord. I'm seeing notifications pop up and you finally... Thank you. Early in some of the earlier streams, I was really struggling with the commentary portion of things because I was struggling with like the stream as a whole. Like I was having a lot of technical issues. And it wasn't going the way I wanted it to. My chat was always messing up. My game was kind of laggy. My audio was popping. Like I was having a lot of fucking issues. My bit rate wasn't right, and it wasn't going very well. And so because of that, I need more power, and I need it now. Because of that, I was having an issue with commentary. But now that everything's moving fine, I think that commentary is getting easier for me for sure. Who's got the best laboring skill out of you guys right now that can actually move? Laboring 90, that'd be Truth, get your ass out there. You're mining copper. We're going on a copper run. I'll send I'll send the golem with you just in case. All right, Golem, your temporary duty is to bodyguard Truth. So, Truth, your ass over here. You are going to be mining copper. Where is that copper node at? Where are you at? Where is it? Down here somewhere. Copper node. Copper node? Where did it go? There's a copper node here. Where is it? Have I gone yumpy? Guys, there was a copper node here. Where did it go? I'm so confused. There was a copper node here. Where did it go? Am I blind? Am I missing something? You're right. You're right. Hold on. Before we panic, we prospect. Copper. There was literally a copper node around here. I saw it the other day. It was a whole thing that I felt like a fucking dodo because there was a copper node over here and I never noticed it. I'm losing it. Where? There it is. There it is. Copper node. Okay. Cosmic, you absolute unit. Gifting out some more memberships, everybody. I hope you guys enjoy your spelunk into the Mad Lads Guild. My absolute units, my Mad Lads members. Fantastic. Thank you guys so much Thank you, Cosmic, so much. I'm sure the community really enjoys your contributions as well, as much as I do. Thank you so much. 70 people for a fraction of a second, my lord. Cosmic is the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He is, in fact, the GOAT. He is the majestic mad lad himself. I've done work with lo-fi before. Like I've actually like I've been sponsored by them. When they did the Ruth, what are you doing? You're supposed to be... No, I don't need you to operate machine. I need you... What are you doing? Get over here and mine. I want to know what the hell you're doing. Because you're being a nut. You're being a loon. I've worked with lo-fi before. When Kenshi 2... I mean, when Kenshi's... free cam. When the free cam came out for Kenshi, I actually had it a month before they released it to the public. So, like, it's not the first time that I've worked with lo-fi, and I've emailed with them and, like, had correspondence with them, I think 4 or 5 different times over the last 2 or 3 years. And then in addition to all of that, I was being looked at as potentially being their new community manager for a little while. They opted to go with someone who had more experience in community management than I did in terms of, like years doing it. So that was the only thing. But I've worked with lo-fi a few times, and they've always been super chill with me. Why? Truth, you're being a fucking idiot. Come on. I need you to mine the copper. I need you to mine the copper. Don't just run away. All right, where are you going? What are you doing? What are you doing? I keep hitting mine copper, and she runs off. I don't know what the hell she's doing. Let's see. What on earth are you doing? What machine are you running? I don't... Oh, I see. You were hauling the copper. Well, that's stupid. I don't need you to do that. Come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? Is there a closer copper node then if she's going to be doing that? If she's going to be hauling 2 copper? Open. I think the issue is that I tried to move her. So I'm not going to, like, sit here and be like, I'm going to get Kenshi 2 for free, but I do think that there is a chance they might send me a review copy. If they don't, I mean, I'm going to purchase it day one either way. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I want a free copy. If I got it, that'd be cool. But I'm not sitting here like, I'm gonna get Kenshi 2 for free, and if I don't, then I'm gonna be mad about it. Oh my god, you're really wasting my fucking time with this. I just need you to go mine the copper. You're killing me. You're killing me. Killing me, Smalls. Whatever. Okay, well, I guess you're running in and out for a while, Truth. Yeah, I mean they've always been very good to me in terms of showing like their appreciation for, you know, my content. Not that I need their appreciation. You know, I'm not doing it for that. But they've always been very good about, you know, if they need something, they ask. If they want me to do something, we talk about it. We have a good dialogue. They watch my content too. Like there's always a chance they may jump into the stream sometime. I know that at least 3 or 4 of them watch the content. Panda, welcome. Squiggly Tuna, Panda, you absolute units, welcome. Yeah, I mean, we're 70 people in one broadcast for Kenshi. For Kenshi specifically, it's huge development, but for me as well. I mean, Red, you were here in the early days when I was lucky to get 15. I was sitting at 9, 10. The first, like, probably 9 or 10 of the first 9 episodes of, the first 9 episodes of this series, I was lucky to get 10 people in here. And now, I mean, we just hit 70. We're sitting at 70 concurrent viewers right now. That's crazy. Absolute crazy talk. I'm hesitant to build a wall all the way over there just because it's going to look unaesthetically appealing and I'm going to struggle with it. It's not like the early days when we were establishing the Garzumi Keep, you know, when we were setting up the base and I was like, we got to do whatever we can to make it safe and, like, functional. Now we've got, like, a structure and we've got, like, a vibe, you know. I don't want to throw the vibe off. I think she's just going to be a dumbass and run around a couple of times. We don't need a lot of copper. I just need some. So hopefully, hopefully that's enough. Yes. Okay, we can get up here and start repairing the legs. Move, move, move. All right, you get up here, repair leg, and then we got to get James up here to repair leg too, because he is not moving fast enough. I have no idea when Kenshi 2 is going to release. I have literally no idea. I had a couple of theories years ago based on some of the things they were putting out with like localization and shit like that, but that time has since passed. I have no idea. Who knows? Like, the thing is the way that Lo-Fi operates, dude, they could shadow drop it for Christmas for all I know. I have no idea. I don't know what they're going to do. I think if I had to throw like a random guess out there, I think we're probably going to get it at the Q4 of 2026, Q1 2027. That is purely speculative, though. I have no insider information. I have no idea. I have literally no idea. It could be anything. I have no idea. My hope is that we get it next year, 2026. I think the earliest we would get it, if we get it next year, is in Q4, based on what they did for, Kenshi 1. They might, like, I think Q4 is the most likely time they're going to release it, whatever year they do release it. They're not going to do a beta test. I don't believe they're going to do a beta test. They floated the idea, but the last time they only did a beta because they needed crowdfunding. They don't need the money this time. So, you know, there's that. Kenshi 1 did take 14 years to make, but it is important to note that for the first 8 of those years, Chris was running solo. Now he has a team. It's not a huge team, but it is a team. So the hope is that, you know, yeah, it's going to take some time because they are working with a different engine and they want it to be, you know, better and all of that stuff. But we got to get some fuel in here. We got to get these batteries operating is what we need. So, does he have to actually work these? Yeah, he does. Okay, we need to get some fuel being made. I might need to go get more dwarves. Almost stuck. Okay. Can we continue to cheese early game in Kenshi 2? I mean, almost definitely. I'm sure that we're going to find a way to cheese for sure. But, you know, it's... Oof. Kenshi 2 is going to be a trip, man. I'm so excited. Day 1's going to be huge. I'm going to do a full all-day stream day 1, maybe day 2, depending on where the channel is at and what I'm able to... Like I'm physically able to do with like the time allotted, you know, if I'm doing this full time. If I'm not, I might do it for a couple of days, you know. My goal is to one day, like I said, I want to be doing this full time, and when I am, I'm going to be streaming 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, or at least 6 hours a day, but 8 hours a day. And when Kenshi 2 drops, if that's what my schedule is at the time, I'm doing Kenshi 2 all day, every day, baby. It's going to be fire. It's all you're going to see. It's going to eat up my life. No, I mean, Chris is really really dedicated to it. And the other thing too is, like, Nat is a really good writer. A lot of the writing for Kenshi was done by Nat, his sister, not Chris. So, like, Chris has written a few things. Ironically, he wrote our favorite cinnamon bun beep, you know. So he is responsible for some of the better portions of the game as well in terms of writing. But like, Skin Bandits, Nat wrote them, you know. Most of the writing for like the first and second Empires, Nat wrote a lot of that stuff. So like Nat's a fantastic writer, and I have full faith in her to just churn out absolute friggin' awesome. Absolute more awesomeness. 70 concurrent viewers, guys. We're continuing to go up. This is absolutely crazy. I probably sound so disingenuous when I say that because like I'm trying to also commentate at the same time, but like I really cannot express to you guys how absolutely fucking excited I am that we have this many people in the stream concurrently, not just like popping in and dipping out, this is crazy, absolutely crazy. I feel like I can't stop smiling either. I'm so excited. All right, Honestly, the best way to enjoy my stream is if you have 2 monitors, stream on the side, play Kenshi with me, man. I want you guys to play with me. I don't want you just to watch. I want you to play. Play with me, man. Tell me about what's happening in your playthrough while you're watching. I want to hear it all. I want to hear it all. I want to hear it all. Do you have new armor? Okay, we need to get this lad in some armor as well. We also need to get... have we made any gauntlets yet, Rusty? Have we made gauntlets? Have we finished one yet? Almost. How much time do we have left on this first pair? We have 6 hours on the first pair of gauntlets. My God. That's gonna be the part that takes the longest, is getting these goddamn gauntlets done. Anyway, James, we need to get you outfitted with some proper dwarf armor. Right now you're rocking shitty, shabby samurai armor that's not gonna do. Simply not going to do. We need to get you outfitted with proper armor. You need to be the dwarf you were always born to be, comrade. We're going to give you a high-quality helmet, because you deserve it. And then we need a pair of legs. Do we have a pair of standard legs, at least? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, indeedy. You know what I actually need to do? I need to start breaking down some of this other equipment that we're not using. So I'm going to break down some of this shitier equipment for iron scraps and stuff. It's not even shitey equipment, just it's equipment that we're not using. So I'm gonna start breaking it down. We don't need you anymore. Oh, we do have gloves. Okay, we need to get. We have 1 pair of gloves that were completed. That makes me feel less annoyed, to be honest. All right, King Vishu is fully outfitted. Let's see what this lad looks like. Let's see what he looks like. Get him in here. Look. This is our first fully decked out dwarf. He is our king, our leader, King Vishu. This is excluding the helmet, which is unique to him because he is our king. He is the king of our faction. Look at this absolute unit. Look at this man. I'm scared to hell. I'm scared as hell of him. He's a unit. He's beautiful. He's decked out. He's in full gear, and he's going to be an absolute monster on the battlefield. It's going to be great. Love it. We did have a plate mace that was made, and I'm going to give it to one of our guys. Let's see how it looks. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, you're right. It almost looks like the Oblivion Guard armor, probably because it is. Stop! You violated the law. The law of the dwarves. All right, so Grimdark has a Maital weapon. James, you are going to be the first bearer of our plate maces. And we're going to see how that looks. We're going to see how it looks. Get you to a better lit area. I really need to light this place up a bit at some point. It's still kind of dark in here. Oh, well, his arms are crossed, so I can't see shit. Okay. The plate mace is really big, so this is going to be really funny because they have these giant shields and these giant fucking maces, right? And they're just running in full plate mail with these giant maces and shields. I think that's very dwarven. I think that's very dwarf. Giant maces and shields. Very dwarf. Have I tried Caves of Quid? I have not. Stream, you unit! Why would you do that? Oh my god. What a stream. Thank you very much. I sincerely appreciate it. For those of you who don't know, StreamSG is our chat mod, but he's also been a very dear friend of mine for upwards of like 15 years. Thank you very much, buddy. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. What a lad. What a lad. Thank you. Also, you're funny. 69 Purist Stream Gang, you're funny. God damn. Sparky, welcome to the party. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, Sparky. Always happy to have you. Guys, if you guys want to check out some Star Citizen content, Check out Stream SG on Twitch. He streams Star Citizen rather frequently, and not only does he stream Star Citizen, he is also the leader of a pretty successful org on Star Citizen, if you guys ever want to play. And if you guys join the org on Star Citizen, there's a good chance that if you join the Discord, you're going to see me pop in there quite often, because I hop in there all the time to chat with them, even though I don't play Star Citizen. So, could be a good opportunity. Could be a good opportunity. Okay, so we've got this. This is the normal heavy armor smithy. We're going to use this to make Dawn Guard armor as well. Then the Dawn Guard armor is going to be for our non-combatants. Leather vest, padded vest. I'm just going to make leather. Yeah, I'm going to make the leather vest. And, excuse me. Is it just... Where's the boots and stuff? Where's the bootsies? We need the bootses. I don't see the boots. I just see the heavy shield. But they don't need a shield. Let me see. Is there a difference between the two? No, there's not. Leather vest. Okay. Full helmet. That's obviously the Dawn Guard helmet, which I think is fire, by the way. We have the Crusade. Oh, fun fact, we have the Crusader armor as well. That's cool. The Holy Crusader armor. That's cool. I didn't realize. I forgot that we had the blueprint for that. That's fun. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna make the Dawn Guard armor and see what happens. There's supposed to be boots, but I don't see them unless maybe they're on the leather working station. That might be the case. They might be on the leather station. So we may have to pick up leather working in order to make those. Can't wait until the day when my Liberator makes it to the game. Yeah, Star Citizen. I am less familiar with the aspects of Star Citizen outside of the monetary stuff, so you know, there's that. But yes, I agree with you. I can't wait for the day that your Liberator gets seen in Game 2, James. I can't wait as well. Right, so Dune, we're going to get you outfitted as well. We now officially have all of our dwarves in sort of gear. Oh my god, we're making specialist grade. Okay. We've made specialist grade gauntlets. That was a lucky pull. That was a critical success upon being made. That's fantastic. Stream, we're going to give you the other gauntlets because I think it's time that you actually are wearing the proper... the full uniform, which is great. James, you have all of the stuff that we need to get rid of, so we're going to hop over to the active, start burning that stuff down. Burn it down. Burn it all down, get all that iron, which is cool because that raw iron can be used for other things. Was attacking us? Is it crabs? It was crabs. Fantastic. Okay, we're making goal 71 concurrent viewers, guys. 71 concurrent viewers. Absolutely killing it. All right, King Vishu. We're continuing to make plate mail, but I'm gonna start throwing some of this extra crap into the shredder as well. Now that we're really getting moving, we don't need pretty much anything that's not dwarven armor. I mean, we're the rocking only dwarven armor now, so everything that's not dwarven is going to go to the shredder. Into the shredder you go. Raw iron. And we've reached the puns. We've reached the puns. He says, I guess you could say his numbers will continue to dwarf his previous records. I hope so, man. God damn, I hope so. One could only hope so. Alright, let's continue to get rid of this junk that we're not using anymore. Because it's junk. It's really junk. If we're not using it, it's junk. We're going to hang on to some of the shoddy stuff for now. We might use it as temporary armor for some of the new dwarves when they come in, but for the most part, I think we're gonna end up getting rid of that stuff as well. But this extra iron is gonna be super helpful for obvious reasons. We're gonna start depositing some of this iron as well into our storage chests. Raw iron. Okay, just deposit all of that. I also, real fast, I need to check and see what I have in here. More skeleton repair stuff. Okay, I'm going to throw that into this spot over here, into this chest real fast. So that way we can stop using that bag. Because we have the shield now. We don't really need the bag, which is awesome. Yeah, I need to empty out Stream's inventory. He's got too much crap. Too much crap. Fantastic. Fantastic. Which faction would raid you at the Fishman Isles? I mean, so technically speaking, any of the major factions can raid me if I piss them off enough, even if we're on the Fishman Isles. So, you know, yeah, I mean, any faction can raid me here. In terms of, like, small factions, I think some of them will give it a go, but there's actually a map that I can look up that might show me. Kenshi raid map. I don't know specifically which factions. I think the crabs might. But I actually plan on allying with them if I can. I don't have an issue with the crab people. Crab people. Crab people. There it is. Okay, let's open this map. See what we've got. Old Reddit, man. Good old Reddit. All right. We're gonna take a look at this map here. So it looks like Holy Nation. You know, so these are generic raids that you see. Like these aren't like if I piss off the Holy Nation, if I kidnap the Holy Phoenix, they're gonna send no matter where I am. It looks like the Fishman Isles is largely excluded from many of them, of the larger ones. The larger, they're even excluded from the United Cities. I may not even get raided by the UC, depending, unless of course again I piss off the, unless I piss off the major faction. So I think largely we're okay. I think we'll be okay. I don't think I'll have to worry about getting raided quite yet. Now, once I start pissing off the major factions, that'll be a different story. I'm going to save it. It's been a while since I've done that. Day 119 days since we started with our first dwarf. We had one dwarf when we started, King Vishu, and look where we are now. We have an entire faction centered around Garzumi Keep. Clan Angler. It's good stuff. Good stuff. We made really good progress. I'm very quite proud of the progress that we've made. I'm going to take Rusty off temporarily and put him on trying to make this Dawn Guard armor for our non-combatants to wear. Because we are going to need that. Yeah, we are going to need that. So, that is the thing. How are we doing on plate mace? Oh, we haven't started making any more plate maces. I'm going to have to make more of those. Again, I think plate maces is really the way to go. It takes 6 hours to make, but they've got fantastic armor pen. Where is it? Plate mace. Yeah, fantastic armor penetration, plus 40% armor penetration. Good defense, which honestly will help the battle last even longer. We've got plus 70 damage against robots, which isn't useful now, but in the end game, when we go to deal with Catlon on them, that's going to be a lifesaver. And plus 20 against humans, which is going to help us against any of the other factions as well. And 1.94 base damage for even though it's blunt, it's good. The armor pen's going to make up for it in the areas where it's lacking. It's a little bit less effective against animals, but I'm honestly not very concerned about that. We're going to close this gate because that noise. Goddamn crabs. Goddamn crabs. I like the crab people. I dislike the crabs. You gotta work on that hacker skill, though. Let me tell you, I gotta get a better weapon for you. I gotta get a plate mace on you. But at least now that you have that shield, even my combatants that maybe aren't as equipped for fighting are able to hold their own. Whoa, whoa, all of you guys are passive. You guys get your asses back in here. You should not be fighting, you weak, weak little drones. None of you guys should be fighting. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. That was ridiculous. No, I mean, we've made solid progress here. Solid progress. And our guys should be able to hold their own in most situations now, which is huge. That's going to be really good. They'd be able to hold their own in most situations. Where's our golem at? Okay, so yeah, we're still getting copper. We should have a steady supply of energy now. I do need to get more dwarves so that I can start producing more steady amounts of power. Because right now we're starting to use more power than we have banked. I noticed something interesting. A lot of people have come back and rediscovered the game, and a lot of that is because of you. Oh, thank you, Red. I appreciate that. I hope so. That's ultimately all I've ever wanted to do is get people to enjoy Kenshi the way that I do, and find an appreciation for the lore. Because not only is Kenshi a fantastic game, it's really one of a kind game. Like, I've seen people try to replicate it, but nobody's done it as well. But in addition to that, it's just so well thought out. Like, the writing, the story, the nuance. It's got what I would consider to be like Elden, maybe a little bit not quite as good as Elden Ring, but like Elden Ring style writing in a game that it lets you is truly a sandbox. Like, very few sandbox games have this level of story. It's always like you read some notes and you find some things and there's a story there, but it's just not great, you know. I look at Enshrouded, for example. Fantastic game. I love the game. I find the story very boring. It's very boring for me. I don't find it interesting. I just don't. It's a great game. I love the game. I put a lot of time into it. I think it's a really, really solid game. I cannot stress that enough. I'm not shitting on the game at all. I just don't find the story entertaining. Kenshi has such nuanced writing, and it's like a puzzle. It's put together in such a way where, like, I love going and finding it. And then even more than finding it, I love being able to deliver it to you guys as well. I love being able to sit down and speculate and theorize and have people call me on it and, give me their own theories. And I love the collaboration that something like that creates. It's really, really cool. The 3-on-1 combat could most definitely cause an issue for us, for sure. My hope is that most of our guys will be able to handle themselves effectively by then, but we'll see. No, ambiguity is a massive. A lot of people underestimate how important ambiguity is to, make a game successful, to make writing successful. If you just give everyone everything, that's well and good. That's interesting, but that's not going to fuel the community into diving more into your lore. Ambiguity is huge. Not even just in writing, but like in everything. If you can utilize people's creative need to theorize and speculate and come up with things, it's great. Shit, look at what Elder Scrolls did by putting out a trailer 10 years, 7 years ago? We've still got people that pick apart that trailer and try to figure out every minute detail about it. That try to figure out, every single aspect of that trailer. Because it was so ambiguous. It was so small and ambiguous and had no actual information, but everyone wants to know, and they're going to dissect and dig apart that trailer for every piece of information that they can find. Wow, what is up with the arms on this? Why are they like that? Are we too thick for the for this armor set? Because that'd be really annoying. I might have to get the sleeveless ones. Okay, well, I'll have to revisit that. It's yeah, we'll revisit that. I have seen a lot of creators coming back to Kenshi. Pay started posting again recently, a couple weeks ago. Very excited about that. I was really happy to see him come back to Kenshi. He's been streaming like every 3 days too. Absolutely would recommend checking him out. He also does Kenshi lore, same as I. Pay great channel, really good guy. We've chatted a few times on Discord. Go on over there, man. Subscribe to Pay show up in his streams. Tell him I sent you. Tell him Heroes Head sent you. It only benefits the community. And I mean, I guess you could say it's kind of selfish in the sense that, like, if the Kenshi community gets built, it benefits me too because my channel gets to grow with the community. But like, ultimately, I want every Kenshi creator to get their piece. You know, I want them all to be successful and to get to enjoy and reap the benefits of having been here this whole time and putting all the effort and the work into exploring and talking about this fantastic game. I mean, it's a fucking great game. It's clearly a great game. I've been playing it and put 5 years of my life into creating a channel surrounding it. But yeah, a lot of creators are coming back. Pato's coming back. I know Slippin's coming back. He's just waiting for the he's waiting for Kenshi 2 to drop. He's gonna start dropping content when Kenshi 2 drops as well. Muffin Top, same thing. You know, I did a collaboration with Muffin Top a couple months ago, and he's putting out content too. He's working on stuff too. So Kenshi never dies. Kenshi never dies. What are you working on? Oh, I have you not doing anything, which is my own fault. Operating small generators. Yeah, I gotta get you in here operating those generators, my guy. Those wheat straws. Fantastic. 75 concurrent viewers. My lord. I've had many people tell me that my channel is gonna reach peak success. Like, it's gonna finally, like, really blow up. Because, like, yes, I am at I just hit 11,000 subs the other day. I'm working my way up to 12. But that's taken 5 years. 4.5 to 5 years. When Kenshi 2 drops, I think that's gonna be huge. I think that's going to be huge. In my ideal world, I would like to essentially... This is a wild comparison, I think. But like, he's one of my favorite content creators. In my ideal world, I would love to be the VaatiVidya of Kenshi. I would love to be what Vaati is to From Software to Lo-Fi instead. I would love that. That would be my goal. Volcano Camera says, with how strong the cult around Kenshi has become, if Kenshi 2 lives up to the hype, it's actually going to be a breakout. Dude, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Kenshi has such a cult following that, like, I feel like a lot of people are just waiting for Kenshi 2 to drop. That's what they're sitting here waiting for. That's what everyone is waiting for. That's all we want, you know? The number of people that I know that are just like, man, we're just waiting for Kenshi 2. That's all we want. When Kenshi 2 drops, it's going to consume our lives. I mean, God, the Kenshi subreddit is still loaded with posts every day. It's not slowing down. It's not slowing down in the slightest. We have such a great community. Kenshi 2, like, aside from, you know, we get people that argue about stuff in Kenshi as well, like, in the community that'll, you know, fight and argue over, you know, lore and opinions and politics and stuff like that in Kenshi, and that's to be expected. But by and large, I would say that the community for Kenshi is one of the best communities I've ever seen, amongst one of the best communities I've ever seen. Yes, there's some arguing and fighting over, like, ideology and who, you know, what factions you support and stuff like that. But by and large, the community for Kenshi is such a supportive and fantastic community as a whole. I mean, we're really lucky to have it like that. A community that's, you know, willing to keep a game that is effectively acting as a stand-in for its successor for so long. You know, it's like the same community that unfortunately is now turning on Bethesda, but the same community that kept the Elder Scrolls alive for these last, you know, 15 years. The same community that's going to keep Fallout alive until, you know, whatever Fallout 5 happens, right? Like, that's a dedicated community that isn't just there for the company. They're there for the community. They're there for all that stuff. It's the modding community. It's the people that put all the effort and the work into it behind the scenes that keep the community alive in the absence of news that we're not getting about Kenshi 2. It takes a really strong community to be able to do that, to keep a game alive and strong for so long while we're waiting for a sequel. we've been waiting for a sequel to Kenshi 2 since Kenshi 1 came out in 2018. You know, it's been 7 years. And the community feels even stronger now than it did 7 years ago, and that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, it's really cool to have a community. I think by the harsher setting is why it's such a good close-knit community. It's the same reason that there's such a tight-knit community around like From Software games. Because even though the worlds are harsh and the games are difficult, the community, we kind of bond over that. You know, there's like a degree of bonding that occurs over how frustratingly difficult the game can be, because when you finally clear that skill ceiling and you are able to, you know, get your first real taste of success and see like what the, you know, everyone's been talking about. Because like I remember the first time I played Kenshi, I'm gonna be honest with you, I had no fucking idea what was going on and I didn't really like it. The first time I played Kenshi, I did the guy and his dog start. I spawned in Bast. And I had there's no tutorial, there's no control, like walkthrough. I had no fucking idea what I was doing. I wandered out. I tried to get in the middle of a fight between the UC and the Holy Nation. Got absolutely shreked, and died near immediately. My dog died. I died. I was just trying to loot some armor off of a body, because I was, you know, naked and afraid, and I got absolutely wrecked. And then so I started again, and I did the Wanderer start, or the Wastelander start, the one that it says this is the way Kenshi is intended to be played. And excuse me, sorry. The way that Kenshi is intended to be played. And I remember I spent like 3 hours carrying the dead or unconscious body of a dust bandit in front of a way station, just trying to build up enough strength to where I wouldn't get my shit absolutely rocked every time I got into a fight. And it wasn't until probably I got the game in March of 2020 is when I picked up Kenshi for the first time at the recommendation of my friend John, who actually has been a voice in a couple of my videos. My Nugget Mafia video, he was did commentary with me in those. It was the behest of my buddy John that I picked up Kenshi back in March of 2020. And I released my first Kenshi video in like, I think it was September, October of that same year. I originally did a review for Kenshi, like a first time review for Kenshi, where I was, you know, doing I was my Welcome To series, because my channel was originally game reviews, and so I was doing a review of Kenshi, and it did very well, popped right off. And then a couple of weeks or a couple of months later, I ended up working with a user on Reddit by the name of Just Joeying, who had compiled his theory on the First Empire into one really long post. And I spoke with him, and we worked together on it, and I ended up making my first ever lore video on Kenshi that same year. And it's just taken off ever since then. And it's weird how you went in like a 6-month period. I went from, this game has no tutorial, I don't know what I'm doing, it takes too long, and it's kind of a pain in the ass, to I am now like trying to become the dedicated historian for the in-game lore, to 5 years later, I'm trying to make it my job. Which is crazy. It's crazy. It's weird to think about where, you know, where the time has gone and how things have changed over the years. It's weird to think about. It is wild to think about, for sure. And I wouldn't change it. I love this game. I love this community, and I love everything that we've built here, and I love everything we're going to continue to build. Hence hitting our all-time peak, 75 concurrent viewers. Not right now. Right now we're at 73, but 75 concurrent viewers tonight. I mean, that's crazy. Can we hit 100? Is there a chance? Can we hit 100? Probably not tonight, but if it did happen, that'd be cool. But maybe by next episode, maybe we'll hit 100. Something about these difficult games can just make some people absolutely fall in love with them. People like a challenge, man. People really, really like a challenge. People really like a challenge. And I think that it's just by nature. People like it's like the underdog story, right? It's the Mighty Ducks. It's the Miracle on Ice. People like when you can start out incredibly weak and you can fight your way up to the top, because in a way we can kind of identify with that and we can feel that in ourselves, and we want to resonate with that because people inherently want to, maybe not directly, but people inherently want to believe that the world is against them. It's not, that's a different discussion, but people inherently want to believe that the world is against them and that they are going to overcome the odds and be the success story in the world. And Kenshi lets you do that. Difficult games let you do that, where you start out small and you rise up and become something greater than yourself. It's the ultimate fantasy, not even a power fantasy. It's the ultimate fantasy for the average person who wants to become something bigger than they are. And I think that's innate to all of us. And because of that, we seek out challenges. We seek out games that challenge us. We seek out games that really push us beyond what we're comfortable with, and push us into a we can overcome that adversity. It's that old underdog story. Everybody loves an underdog because we want to identify and see ourselves in that story, and Kenshi does a great job of that. You start out as a weak, meager, normal person, and you can raise yourself up to become something so much more. And I think people just identify with that, as they should. Who doesn't love a story about becoming bigger than yourself, Okay, I think we are in a great position where I'm going to take, how much is some of this gear worth we have? We're gonna go up and we're gonna get some stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sell off some of this shoddy equipment that we're not gonna use, and in addition to selling off the shoddy equipment we're not gonna use, I'm sell off some of these old weapons as well. And we're going to use that money to go buy some people in Kenshi. We're going to buy people in Kenshi. Because we all know how much I love to buy people in Kenshi. Gotta keep saying it, otherwise the algorithm's going to think I'm talking about something else. Yeah, we're going to get rid of this crappy equipment that we're not going to use because we're better than that. We're better than that. Our smiths are better than that. Our dwarves are better than that. Everybody wants to be the underdog. Everybody wants to be the underdog that becomes the hero. Kenshi does a good job of doing that. Difficult games do a good job of doing that. Good. Alright, so I'm going to take King Vishu. I don't want to risk sending him by himself, so I am going to take 2 golems with me, because otherwise it's going to be an absolute shit show. So I am going to take 2 golems with me. No, you're going to stay with Truth. Stay with Truth. Kenji's going to go. Kenji and Zagan. So I'm going to bring 2 golems with me, and we're going to go do this. And actually, you know what? Not only I'm going to bring a couple of people because I need to carry them back. They're going to have to be literally carried back. So I'm going to bring Grimdark, Stream, James is busy, Rusty's busy, Truth is busy. Dune, yeah, Dune, get your buns over here. All right, we're going on a run. We're going on a people run. Hero, sorry to keep asking, but is there a point of interest to get programmable skeletons? Define programmable. What do you mean? There's like the skeletons that have heirs, the air bots, the old error bots. If that's what you're asking, but I guess I need more clarification on what you mean to be able to answer fully. What we got here? We're gonna head up to Katun to sell this stuff. Actually, no, we'll just head right to the markets. I think I can sell them at the bar without an issue. Yeah, the airbots. Okay, point of interest to sell to get airbots. Right. I'll tell you right where it is. It's right here. Right here on the map. whatever squad mate that you have that walks into that building, once you walk in, all of the bots in there will immediately follow them. The downside is that every faction is they're immediately hostile to any faction you go near. So if you want them, I recommend grabbing them and then trying to get back to your base as soon as possible and letting them just defend your base. But they are right here. They are vanilla. Those are actually air bots that were from the first Empire. Some people think they're from the second. They are not. You can tell by the color scheme. Because they are soldier bots, yes, which were used during the Second Empire as police. However, the Second Empire's police colors were like a grayish-black color, whereas the air bots have a green color that is more likely associated with the First Empire. So, little fun fact for you. You know what? I'm going to put you guys on hold, but I am going to test something out. I'm going to send Vishu. Yeah, I'm going to send Vishu. He's got decent stats. And I'm going to send Grimdark after him, too. Look at him. This is what it's going to look like. We're going to have an army of these little dudes just going at it. This is going to be badass. Look at them in their armor. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm so fucking excited. He's using the shield as a weapon. You see that? He's shield bashed. He's shield bashing. Ah, oh, it's so good. The animations look so good. Everything looks so good. I'm so excited. It looks so it looks so good. Looks so good. Yeah, they are fully vanilla. They are vanilla. I've snagged them a bunch of times. They're very useful. Like I said, the downside with them is that they attack every NPC that is not in your squad. Just by default, they'll attack anyone. So you got to be careful when you get them. The upside is that they'll attack any NPC that's not in your squad, but it will not initiate hostility towards you because even though they're following you, they're considered as an ally, not a member of your faction. So you don't have to worry about screwing up your faction's reputation or anything like that, but they will attack whoever you go near. So you got to be careful with that. If you can get them back to your base, though, they make decent defenders of your base. And then if you go into your AI settings and have it set to heal allies and help allies, and then hook them up, some of your units with skeleton repair kits, you can keep them alive for a pretty good long time, and they can act as essentially permanent defenders of your base. They also make a really good, they make really good vanguards if you're about to siege a city, right? So instead of, like, going and buying mercenaries, because sometimes, like, before I do, like, a big city siege, if I know that it's going to be particularly difficult, rather than sending my own guys in and risking them right off the bat, I'll get a bunch of mercenaries and have them go in and be the front line and the vanguard, and then I'll trail in behind them and pick up the slack, right? And the air bots can make a really good frontline vanguard in a situation where you maybe don't have the money to buy a shit ton of mercenary squads. What should you do if you run out of the 21,000 days? What do you mean? Is there only does Kenshi's system only go to 21,000 days? Is that like the peak that you can get to? Is that what happens? Does anybody know that? I saw some guy the other day that I think was at 50,000 days. I don't think that's the peak. Unless I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. I might be misunderstanding what you're saying. Because I definitely saw someone post a picture the other day where they were on day 50,000, which, by the way, fucking ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. I can't imagine having a playthrough last for 50,000 days. I feel like at that point, I feel like I should have done everything, but, you know. Yeah, no, I mean, we're holding solid between 70 and 75. We keep teetering between 70 and 75. 73 seems to be about where we're sitting at standard, but, like, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's happening. Things are popping off. You just got to get over there and sell some equipment and buy some people. And then at some point, I'm going to have to start making runs to bring some of the guys over to have their legs amputated at the shins, because right now everyone in my to be turned section, they're all technically not dwarves yet, because I have to get to a plastic surgeon. I tried looking up a mod earlier today that would let me get a plastic surgeon in my base, and I still may. Oh yes, the contract for the bots is 21,000 days. I don't know. I have no idea. I think the assumption is they'll die by then, but I have no idea. Maybe they just wander off. Maybe they just wander off. Or their allyship ends, and then maybe they, Hold on. We're getting some drag on the load. We might crash. Does happen. No, we're good. Okay. They might just wander off, or maybe the allyship disappears, in which case they may turn hostile, to be honest with you. Because their default to automatically attack anybody that's not an ally with them, and they're automatically an ally with you, and they're automatically hostile with everybody else. So I imagine once your contract ends, they are no longer allies with you. They reset to like neutral, but they don't have. So either they're going to walk away or they're going to attack you. It's one of those two things. But I don't imagine it. I would like to see. I'd like to hear if someone ever managed to get them to the end of the contract. Like I said, I've only seen one person with. Yeah, ask the guy with 50k days. Ask that dude. He posted the picture the other day, and it was appalling. It was appalling. These Reavers? Oh no, Red Sabers? Nah, they're trash. These are trash mobs. Trash. Nothing but trash. You know what? We'll help them out. We'll help out the trash. Let's clean up the trash. We are the Dwarves of Garzumi Keep, and we'll help you with your trash mobs. Because for some reason, we're allies with slavers. Not actually, but we have a good relationship with them, and at the current moment, they are the best source of recruitment for me, so next to, like, kidnapping people and, you know, forcibly turning them into dwarves, which maybe I'll do with some of these guys, actually. Who knows? Who knows, some of these Red Sabers? But, yeah, we need to start recruiting more people. Whoa, 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 whoa. Gotta be careful there. I don't want to piss off any of the mercenaries that are in the area. That'll cause a whole different issue. We're going to put everybody to block. On occasion, there's mercenaries or tech hunters inside these bars, and we have bad relationships with both of them, and I don't want to risk them attacking us out of pissiness, because they do that. They do that. All right, we're going to stand over here and heal up. How'd you guys do on that? Wasn't a big fight, but it was a fight. But they have decent stats now because of those shields. Like, King Bashu's defense by default is fucking 94. 94. Our king is... He may not hit the hardest, but he can take the biggest hits, that's for sure. My lord. His equipment gives him plus 41. And he's... Oh, it's because he's blocking. Never mind. 74. Still really good. If he's blocking, damn near untouchable. If he's blocking, damn near untouchable, which is good because he's our king and I don't want him to die. But if he does die, that's fine. We'll replace him with a new king. But, you know, I'd like to avoid that if I can. We're just going to skirt around here. It doesn't look like there's any mercenaries. Cool. Where is the barkeep? Garçon? Garçon? There he is. There he is. Alright, let's sell off this crap that we're not going to use. Get some money that we can then use for totally legitimate, not skoomer purposes. 77 viewers, guys. We broke that 75. We've broken 75. We are currently at 77 consecutive viewers. Concurrent, not consecutive. Consecutive is the wrong word. Anybody else have any equipment that we want to sell? I don't think so. Chain shirt? Yeah, we can sell that. Don't need that. Chain shirt's here. No, sir. Do we have anything in this bag? No? Sell the bag. We don't need it. We have shields. We have shields here. How are you guys doing on food? Yeah, we're good. We're good. All right, so how much? We have 24,000 cats now. That's good. Good. 24,000 cats should let us buy plenty of people, provided they have some. Which they should, because these are slavers, and they kidnap anybody that's around, and then they you know, turn them into slaves. But, James, it was dude. Thank you for popping by. As always, I continue to appreciate you. James here was my first ever channel member, and I value him very, very much. So thank you for your time. I'm glad that you popped in, man. I'm glad that you are continuing to enjoy the streams and enjoy the content. All right, let's start buying some workers indiscriminately. Fantastic. Okay. Game, pick you up. Grimdark, pick you up. James, pick you up. Dune, pick you up. All right, do we have anybody else? Zan? Yeah, we still got a couple. Okay. Who's not being picked up so far? I think it's just him. All right, we've got more workers. Fantastic. Fantastic. He says, what's a channel member? Channel members are people who pay a monthly $2 fee to support the channel. I'll only ever do $2 because I don't want to charge more than that. I think it's ludicrous. But in response for paying that $2 a month, you get a special badge in chat, as noticed by Cosmic Yak and James Pruitt, that changes depending on how long you've been a channel member. In addition to that, you get a shout out at the beginning of all of my long form videos. You can see that some of my most recent ones. And pretty soon, you're going to have access to a members-only Discord where we're going to be doing giveaways and also just have a nice place to hang out, share information, shoot the shit posting, share memes and all that stuff. But we're also going to be doing exclusive giveaways to channel members on the Discord once that's ready. So, you know, for $2, I'm trying to make it have as much value as humanly possible. So that is what my dear channel membership is. 76 concurrent viewers, guys. We are looking really, really strong. Is there a possibility we can push 80 today? I don't know, but if it happens, that would be solid. That would be solid. We're approaching the 3-hour mark. It's about 11:30 here. I'll probably go for another half an hour to an hour. We'll see how things are going, but honestly, I'm really liking the direction we're going, so we're gonna keep this train running. We're gonna keep this train running. We've got 5 more workers though. 5 more workers. Very excited about it. We're going to need them. But it is most definitely the support of all of you, whether you're a channel member or not, that allows me to keep making these videos, keep doing these streams. Just watching, obviously, ad revenue is incredibly helpful, and that financial support allows me to, you know, be able to justify dumping more time and energy and stuff into the content. So I sincerely appreciate everybody's help, and I appreciate everybody who's here, tuning in, hanging out with me, listening to me prattle on about lore and answering questions and all that stuff. We gotta get back to the base now, so we can get these guys, put them to work, and we can take some of the responsibility off of our military dwarves as well, because right now, too much of the responsibility of upkeeping the base is on is on our military dwarves. We need to start diversifying, getting more people working at the base so our military dwarves can focus on just that, being military dwarves. And we have to start training up some others as well. So I'd like to, in an ideal world, get you know, our dwarves that are actually dwarves, you know, Taco, Flick, Sand, Ridley, Cat, get them off of some of their duties so that they can train up and become warriors. We can add them to the military cast and stuff. He says, no, thank you, no supporting for me after he just gave me the single largest donation I've gotten on this channel. You absolute buffoon. You silly goose. You fool. And he's helping build my Discord. And we're moving. Who is that? I don't want to know. I'm not even gonna bother. I'm gonna worry about it. Our main focus right now is getting back to the base unharmed. Where's James at? Okay, he's back here. Thought for a minute maybe we had left him back there, but I forgot that I had him working on something completely different. Okay. Oh, we do have one guy that's not being carried. Hopefully, I mean, he's keeping up just fine though. I'm truly shocked that we're still moving at a decent pace. We're moving at pretty good speed still, considering. We just have to get across from over here. If I find any beak thing nests too, I need to make sure I grab their eggs. They sell for ludicrous amounts of cats, which we can use to fund and forcibly recruit more dwarves. I am going to have to start making runs to turn these guys into dwarves, though. I'm starting to get a little overwhelmed by the number of people that I have that are not dwarves. It's kind of defeating the whole purpose of the playthrough, so we're going to have to start forcibly converting soon. Some of these guys into dwarves. I think probably before the next episode, the next stream, which for Kenshi, my next Kenshi stream is on Tuesday. Before the next Kenshi stream, I think I'm going to try and look for a mod that lets me do plastic surgery at my base somehow. And I'm going to start doing it that way because I need to start making these guys dwarves. Otherwise, what's the point in calling ourselves the Kingdom of Dwarves if we're going to have non-dwarves there? Kind of defeats the purpose. We need short, thick people. Short, thick people. Heard it here first. Heard it here first. Nothing but silicone. Nothing but the best. All right, let's put these guys down. 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 Boon, put down. Fantastic. Okay, so now that you guys are all in here, we're going to lose the shackles because you're not white enslaved anymore. And we're going to put you guys to work so we can start removing some of the things that you guys are doing. So you are no longer operating the cotton farm. That is going to be the job of Gristleflap here. All right, and then Cat, what are you doing? Operating the stone mine? So you are no longer operating the stone mine, good sir. That is going to be the job of Oakfu. That is you. Industrial Sam, what are you doing? You're operating the wheat farms? Not anymore. We're gonna lose a little bit of efficiency early on because these guys obviously have to be trained up to work these work the fields and do all that stuff. But it will be worth it in the end when we have more people on the military side of things. What is Flick doing? He is also operating wheat fields. So I think we have it broken up into two. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So put you on these ones. And then we're going to put skins on these farms over here. And actually I'm going to have you. And then we have one more guy so we can replace the job for we're going to replace Taco because he's literally just running to and from bread baskets and ovens. He could definitely be put to work doing something far more constructive, and we're gonna put that job onto you. So get the ovens running, and we should be all set on that. So you guys all have jobs now, and that means that we can take those dwarves here that we just moved, and we can start we can flip them over into the other sections, and we can remove some of these industrial dwarves from here and start training them up and giving them actual purpose, which is good. Good time. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Now we need to make sure that all of you guys have rescue on as well. That's gonna be a big job for you guys. You guys aren't doing anything anymore. All of you need to be on block and passive because I don't need you guys. I agree. Multiple smiths is a good idea. I think I'm going to make Cat as a smith. For sure. I think I'm going to make him as a smith. I got to figure out what I'm going to put my non-combatants in. I was going to do the Dawn Guards. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna get rid of this smithy because we're not using it. Because I'm not going to use the heavy Dawn Guards armor. What I am going to do is I'm going to make a leather working smithy because I think that's where the light Dawn Guard armor is, and I want to put my non-combatants in that instead. I think that's a good idea. Drop them in there. So we need a leather working station, which I'm pretty sure I have to research. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of our guys over on that. Get that research running. Get to work, my lord. He's moving at very low efficiency because I have very low power right now. Why do I have low power right now? I shouldn't have low power right now. Oh, because I wasn't at the bat. No, James, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why aren't you doing battery thing? You should be doing battery thing. Your primary job is to haul to these small generators. We need fuel. Why is there? Oh, because we don't have anybody working for fuel. Okay. Skins, what are you doing? Skins, oh, food, just operating stone line, gristle peaks. Do I have anybody that I can reassign to plate beaters? Well, I mean, you guys aren't, yeah, you guys aren't doing too much right now. We're gonna put Ridley, your new job is to haul, to operate these. Ridley's, and like we need more fuel, so they're gonna be operating that and running the fuel. So those three are in charge of fuel for right now. Still kind of dependent on them in terms of industry and keeping things running, but it is better than having, like, it's better than it was before. Productivity is going to slow down a tiny bit because, again, we have unskilled farmers doing things. They're going to fail a lot and shit like that. But so things may slow down a little bit at first, but it will quickly be made up for. Yeah, it'll quickly get made up for. Be all good. Be all good. Be all good. Now, what we need to do is check and see treated leather. Okay, leather armor crafting. There is. Why do I have to research it first? That's. Oh, right now. Okay. We're there. I know what I'm talking about, probably. So we just have to finish these sets of research. So it's 8 hours. This battery capacity one is almost done. So I'm not going to bother moving it. Once it gets more power, yeah, it's going to go down. And then small generators, I'll move that to the bottom. We don't need that quite as much as I need. Leather armor crafting and treated leather. Come on, move. Move. There we go. Jesus. Okay, so now we're moving at peak efficiency. We're moving at peak efficiency now. We need to get these batteries charged up and stored is what it is. We got to get the batteries. We're losing power very quickly. All right. Water. That is most unfortunate. One thing about streaming so much is that, dude, my fucking throat gets so dry. I actually think I'm starting to lose my voice. Fingers crossed I don't, because I'd hate to have to move a stream, but I do think I'm starting to lose my voice from all the streaming. I'm not used to talking this much. But we will see. We will see. Not going to call anything too early. Drink lemonade. Yeah, no, solid idea. Solid idea. Drink lemonade, gargle salt water. yeah, I'm allergic to lemonade. I might be, actually, because I made a comment that lemonade makes my throat dry the other day. Like, when I drink it, I feel like my throat gets drier. It's refreshing in the moment that I'm drinking it, but then, like, after my throat gets dry, and everyone, like in the Discord made a comment that, like, that's not supposed to happen. And so now I'm wondering if maybe, like, I'm allergic to lemonade or something. I have no idea. Is it just me? Like, it's a refreshing drink, but it makes my throat dry afterwards. I don't know if maybe it's like the high acid content or something, but yeah, it makes my throat dry. So, who knows? We gotta get the leather working, moving. How's Truth doing? I mean, she's moving. She's doing stuff. Oh wait, no, she's not doing shit. What are you doing? You're supposed to be doing stuff. Get to work. I need to move these athletics chin-up bars because I keep having people get stuck on them. Because they're facing the... There we go. People just keep getting stuck on them. Alrighty. So we're working on treated leather. Power's going well. All of that stuff is there. Once that's done, we can start building the sleeveless Dawnguard armor, because the Dawnguard armor that has sleeves appears to have a clipping issue with the hands, which is a little annoying. So, all right, crafting. Let's see. We got to put together some leather crafting. We need a tanning station, which we're going to need animal hides for. So I'm going to have to figure out where I'm going to get those. Probably going to go hunting down beak things here very shortly for that. Go flay some beak things. And then leather armor crafting station, which we can put right over here. Yeah, we'll put it right here. Fantastic. It's terrible, man. Like I drink it, and it's refreshing, and it tastes good. It makes me feel like my thirst is quenched, and then I quickly realized that, like, no, I'm actually like way thirstier than I was before. I'm actually like way thirstier than I was before. All right, so we're upgrading our generators. Fantastic, fantastic. Things are moving. We're the captains of industry. Things are looking very good. Looking very, very good. I'm going to save it, as I always do, because I save often. 122, you never know what's going to go wrong. But, no, I mean, things are looking really good. We're the captains of industry. Our dwarves are starting to get outfitted. I mean, things are coming right along. How many dwarves do we have that have gauntlets? I think we just have a couple, which we need to obviously start getting that taken care of. So let's get that done. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be quite the long trip getting all of these guys outfitted with the gauntlets, because they take fucking 48 hours to make every time. Although the time frame on them should be slowly starting to go down due to Rusty's skill here of 70 as a smith. So we should start seeing some improvement in that time frame. Iron plates. We don't have anybody working the iron plates, I don't think. It was Truth, but then she's busy mining copper. I'm going to pull her off of copper for now. I think that she's in a good enough spot that we can pull her off. Yeah, I think we've mined enough copper that we can pull her off for that. So, and then because of that, I don't think the golem needs to stay close to or bodyguard Truth anymore. I think that he should be fine. I think he should be fine. So let's get, hopefully, we get some iron plates being made. I'm going to need to make another iron plate refinery that we're hauling to. Does this require a worker? No, it just needs to be set up. So yeah, I'm going to make another iron plate production facility, because we need a lot of iron plates, and I think that's one of the biggest things slowing us down right now, is we're just not making iron plates fast enough. I'm gonna make it, and then I'm gonna use Shift F12 probably to clip it once it's made. Put it right there for now, and I'll move it into place later. But yeah, we need 35 iron plates for that, but it's gonna be a little while before it's done. But once it's done, we'll be fine. Because honestly, iron plate production is the thing that's slowing us down the most right now. We just need so many consistently, and we're not producing enough. Iron plates is probably the thing that we need the most of most often. So we're still sitting at 74. It's almost midnight, and we're sitting at 74 viewers, guys. Fantastic. Like I said, I'll also be streaming on. I'll be streaming again on Monday as well. I'll be streaming the first episode of my Baldur's Gate series, The Tale of Garuk. It's going to be about a giant drunk orc barbarian. Very excited about that. And then if you're only interested in the Kenshi stuff, I'll be streaming the Kenshi Dwarves again on Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. What do we have going on here? Well, after this one, after this set of gauntlets, I think I'm going to stop gauntlet production for a little while and start making more armor so I can get the rest of the dwarves outfitted with proper armor. Yeah. How are we doing on the plate maces? That's the other question. How's that going, Hammett? Has he even made a plate mace? What's happening with that? Are we making steel bars? Yeah, it's just going really slow. Just going really slow. Has he made one? Oh yeah, he's made a couple. Okay, fantastic. He's made a couple. All right, so then we're gonna start outfitting our dudes with maces. Rusty's got a pickaxe, which I think is he's got a battle pick, which I think is funny, because you know he's a dwarf and he's got a pick. Funny. All right, well, Dune, let's get rid of that fucking katana that you're using that you're not very good at using, and we're gonna give you a mace. Fantastic. Okay. Getting our guys updated with proper equipment. It's awesome. Giant maces. Downside is they're gonna have to work up their proficiency with those maces again. 77 concurrent viewers. Are we gonna hit 80 tonight? Are we gonna absolutely eclipse our all-time high by 20? Are we going to hit 80 tonight? That is the big question. Is tonight? It might be. It might not be. Who knows? Not I. Okay, so now that we're working on that, we need iron plates for three separate things right now. I think all of our iron plate production should head towards production of more iron plates. So hopefully we're just going to keep pumping them towards that. But we're largely just working on industry right now. I mean, we're making progress, which is good. Have we finished that last gauntlet we have? All right, so I'm going to stop this one because... Oh, okay, so they only take 18 hours now instead of 48. So we're almost there. So they only take 18 hours instead of 48, which is cool because that also means the rest of these should take almost no time at all. Almost no time at all. We should be able to pump out equipment super duper quick, and it should all be high quality, if not specialist grade, which is going to be huge because I'm going to obviously be equipping our king with the specialist grade. I mean, he's got them. All right, we're gonna get Truth. Truth has gauntlets, but they're shoddy, so we're gonna have him come over and get proper gauntlets. Fantastic. Dune, we're gonna have you come over. No, you know we're not. We're gonna wait on that. And come over. No, I'm gonna have Stream take the high grade stuff for now because I want King Bashu to take the specialist stuff as it comes out. So we're gonna let him cook for a little while. We're gonna let him cook. Let him make some high quality specialist grade equipment. We got our plate beaters working around the clock basically. I don't even pay them. I don't know what you'd call that, but I don't pay them. And I don't feel bad about it either. Not for the plate beaters. And then we're gonna go out on some training runs. And I think I have the perfect place for it too. I think I know the perfect place for it. We're gonna head over to Rusty and start equipping some of our non-armor dwarves with shields. Because that'll give them a stat bump. Not a huge stat bump, but a stat bump nonetheless. I'm also going to take some of this iron and drop that shit off over here. Oh yeah, I mean we're producing a ton of raw iron. Tons of raw iron. Which is good, because for a while it was the raw iron that was our problem. Now that's being produced fine. It's the iron plates. We need to burn through this faster. We need iron plates. For sure. For a couple of things. We need iron plates for our steel bars too, so... And then, actually, is there any research I can do to speed this up as well? Increase our iron plate productions. Head over and see what we have left in the research table. Industry, steel bars, automatic ore drill, fully automatic ore drill. That could be super useful considering. Yeah, we'll go with that because then I could just divert. We're gonna need ancient science books for that, so we'll deal with that in a minute. But yeah, this could work out really well because then I can just divert cactus and dead tree here away from these ore drills because I won't need them anymore. They'll just be mining. It'll just be a thing that they do. And then we can have 2 more people that can instead pick up the roles that we had to give to Ridley, Sand, and Flick. We can have some of that stuff taken up, and that'll take care of power. So then we can free up everybody for nothing but combat. We can free them up for combat. Good. We're making gains. Hopefully we get some specialist grade stuff here soon. Cat over here to start getting his fill of the armor. There it is, specialist, fantastic. Some Legion boots. Give him the Legion helmet. Give him that shirt there. Dream, come over, get that high grade helmet. Full King Vashu, come get those pants. We just dropped those? No, we didn't. Okay, where are they? What just happened? They just in his inventory? Yeah, they're in it. Okay, drop those back over there. Cat, give you some pants. And then my dude needs to go get his shield from Rusty. And I wonder if the shield's going to float. I don't know what arm it goes. No, you just can't see it right now because Cat has no arm. But he does have the shield on, which is funny. Yeah, I mean, dude, our dwarves are badass. Look at them. They're kitted right out. They look beautiful. Can you imagine seeing this face charging you? An army of this charging you? That's horrifying. I mean, that's devastating. I'd be petrified, shaking in my wee little boots. That's what I'd be doing. Shaking in my wee little boots. Oof, gotta get back down to the bottom of the chat. There we go. But we're making solid progress, and we're able to produce armor incredibly quick now. Rusty's armor skills continuing to climb incredibly high. So we're getting there. We're getting there. And then once I can make leather armor, I'm going to basically kit out all of these dwarves here and all of our industrial dwarves into the Dawnguard armor that doesn't have sleeves, because for some reason the sleeves on the heavy armor are causing some clipping issues. So we're going to kit them all out into the Dawnguard armor without sleeves, and they're going to be working out of that, which is going to be absolutely fire. Downside is that means we're going to have to go on runs hunting beak things to, you know, get the leather to do it. So, yeah, dude, it's fire. It's one of my it's probably one of my favorite armor mods. And if you don't want to have to wait till late game to get it, there is a start where you start out with a group of like 7 Imperial soldiers, like Imperial guards, that have this full kitted out armor. It's all shoddy grade, and their stats are in like the mid-teens to low 20s. Like they're it's not overpowered in the slightest, but you start out with a handful of them, so would recommend. Cosmic, that's absolutely hilarious. He says, "Nah, I've lived in Vegas. One-armed bandits don't scare me anymore." Hilarious, hilarious. How close are we to being able to finish this iron refinery? Very close, very, very close. Finish it. Finish it. Perfect. Okay, so now that that is done, I'm actually going to use the Shift F12 to move this into place because I dislike the current placement. There we go. And then we're going to risk a crash because crashing happens during save and reload for me more often than not. But I'm going to reload so that way it can be persistent and in that spot. Are we good? Think we're good? We're good. Probably. We're good. All right, so who's working? Truth is. Okay, so we're going to have her hauling to that as well. The Truth's whole job is to increase production of iron plates. It's UWE. All right, how are we doing? How are we doing on armor production? We're getting there. Getting there. I gotta get this crap armor out of here is what I need to do. I say crap. It's actually not terrible armor. I just don't want it in there. Ooh, specialist grade. You know what that means. King Bashu's getting another upgrade. Anything else specialist? No. What do you... High grade, standard. High grade Greaves in here. We can get the stream. High grade Greaves. And his boots. Alright, so stream's fully decked out in high grade. Next we're gonna get out Grimdark, so all of our royals will have high grade. Ideally, everyone's gonna end up having high grade in the end, but I want to make sure that my nobles are kitted out with it first. Yeah, man. Oof. King Bashu is gonna be an absolute unit. Absolute unit. What's his protection on this? 52, 70, 90. 71 points of harpoon resistance. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. Ah, Cole, welcome. Welcome. I'm glad to see you here. We are going to be wrapping up here shortly. But yeah, dude, I mean, we hit our all-time peak today. 77 concurrent viewers at one point. 77. We almost hit 80. Shit, it may still happen, but we are starting to dip out as the night gets a little bit later. We're starting to lose a little bit of viewership, and that's totally fine. We killed it tonight, guys. Absolutely killed it. 77 concurrent viewers. Hopefully, next time we can push 80. That would be cool. Yeah, I got a little bit of time after the stream that we can chat. No, man, I mean, absolutely fantastic work. Fantastic work. I'm so happy that everyone's enjoying it. And that we're seeing some measurable growth on the channel. That's always what I'm happy. Look at these. Look at all my little worker bees just running around. Look at them all. Constant movement is what this is. Constant movement. Okay, so iron plates, electrical components. Electrical components are going to be the problem. Yeah, electrical components are going to be the problem right now. We're going to need to either start producing them, or I have to make a run to the way station. I'm tempted, honestly, to make a way station run, and this time I think we're going to butcher that way station. Truthfully, I think that we're going to absolutely massacre that way station if we go this time. As we should. Make them pay for what they did to us last time. Really, really make them pay for it. So who knows? Maybe we're gonna make a way station run here in just a couple of minutes, and you know, we'll probably end up doing that next stream. We'll start out with a way station run with all of our kitted out dwarves, and we are going to lay waste to the way station. We're gonna fully raid it, take it down, and make our first attack against tech hunters. The tech hunters are already our enemies, and so wait, whoa, oh, it's Morn. Whew, I thought it was Catan for a minute. I almost panicked. Okay, so. The tech hunters are our enemies, right? Just because of the choices that we have made. And my thought is that the major faction that we attack is gonna be the Shek. But because we're in nearby vicinity of the tech hunters, why not take advantage of it? I think I'm gonna go to Morn. We're gonna kill everyone in Morn. We might as well. They don't have really anything that we need. But the other thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take our units and we're gonna go in and we're gonna fight the Gorilla King. Okay, the large white alpha gorilla there. We're going to bring him back to our base unconscious, throw him in a cage, and we are going to make the Gorilla King our first recruited gorilla for our vanguard. And then from there, we're going to start recruiting small gorillas. We're going to throw armor on them from the Dawn Guard armor. It adds the troll armor. You can throw it on gorillas. And we're going to start using gorillas as our vanguard. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. Okay, so we're about to we're top of the hour, almost midnight. I think we're going to start wrapping up here. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Viewership's starting to fall. People are starting to get tired and fall asleep. Totally understand. Plus, I'm wiped. My voice is shot. Had a super long day today. We had to go to a family gathering of sometimes that I have to get up, and we're doing some stuff, holiday stuff with the kids tomorrow. So big days, and I got to get myself some sleep. But I do sincerely appreciate everybody for stopping by. I appreciate all of the support that we got. It was hands down our record night in viewership, hands down our record night in support, financial support, just support in every aspect of the word. So I sincerely appreciate everybody. As always, I have been here in his head. Use your powers for good. Remember to use your powers for good instead of evil. Make a difference in somebody's life. And no, I don't have the poop mod. I can't say that I have the poop mod. I'll look at it, but I can't say that I do. Nope, don't have it. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.